It's been so long. It's been so long. Between illness and stress and life, we've been away from you all. But we're back.
Terrible.
Halloween passed. It's a long time since Halloween, but I can only think of the witch is back. You guys killed my witch though, so
We did.
that's fine.
There can always be more.
Is that really the only witch?
I can neither confirm nor deny. I plead the fifth. That's a thing you can do. I learned this in law school. It's not an appropriate use of that. Do not follow my example. But hi everyone. Welcome back to Cordially Invited, where you all are cordially invited to join our 3 daring heroes as they try and do the most difficult thing of all, which is to make a wedding go off without a hitch. Currently, I mean, it's a magical fantasy wedding, so like various shenanigans are tacked on to the already kind of weird shenanigans of a wedding. So, where we left off a long time ago, we had to deal with Premax vision stuff. That was happening. He ran off into the woods, breaking a promise to Neve, which, like, as we have learned, making promises has consequences, and breaking those promises have worse consequences. But Premac discovered the source, or at least the location of where his visions from the undead dryad had been. The party investigated the runes that were sort of scattered around the clearing, as well as some of the other things still sort of around. The unfortunate thing, however, is, of course, Premac did break that promise. And so Neve came collecting and cast a forget spell in order to try and help clear Premac's mind of the visions that he kept having about this poor undead dryad, the event that caused it to go quite insane. It worked. It did work. After delving into Premac's mind palace and dealing with a ghost? We're not sure. No one asked. And we're not sure. We're really not. I'm not even sure.
She was just there. She was just there,
living in Premac's head. And may or may not still be there. Or whatever happened. I'm not sure anyone knows. So we will deal with the consequences of that later. As the party went back to camp, because this was just the morning. Everyone else, the prince and the princess, who have been getting ready for this first wedding trial to get some glory hunting the black boar of the forest, were a little worried about, the disappearing party members. Raven checked in on you guys to be like, what the fuck is happening? As he's in on this plan. And Premac went and talked to the princess. And just kind of literally told her everything. Whether or not he was supposed to do that, we will find out. But that is where we left off. I don't think I'm forgetting anything, but it's been a while. If I'm forgetting something and someone in chat remembers better than I do, go for it. Correct me. I dare you. I used to do that. I would leave in little mistakes, and if you could call me out on it, I just forgot things. But, this is an interactive experience. So this is where we pick back up with you all on the road, starting to move. The prince's group is still moving forward ahead of you guys. You know that you're going to have this day of travel, and where you'll get to one last rest before you will depart on the hunt. You guys are traveling to the last known location of where the boar had been found. It's going to take you most of the day, so you'll rest for the night, and then you'll go on ahead and start your hunt. So right now, we're just kind of traveling. You have a chance to talk to people, you have a chance to do some stuff on the road, but nothing super I'll ask here and there what you're going to do throughout the day. And then that's where we are. So, first question, Premac, are you in the tub?
Let me think. Spent the night, ran off crazy. He had an awkward situation with the princess, but it was him being awkward, and he's okay with that. He wasn't witnessing other people being awkward, which is what really gets to him. So I think he's feeling fairly clean right now. And he's probably walking today. He's gonna walk.
Okay.
Yeah.
We love some exercise.
While he's walking, he's of course he's walking along with his new soap that he was given to him by the princess, and he is fully cleaning himself. And he just like
Is he wearing clothes?
Yes, that's underneath. It's underneath. You're just seeing.
Oh, okay. So he's like pulling his arms in through his sleeves.
We're going full like blanket.
Like so you just see like slight bulges out of the blankets.
Everyone's sleeping roll still on your back.
Yes, yes. Dove's sleeping roll is still partially on his back, partially wrapped around him. He's all huddled over, and he's just like rubbing the soap all over himself, dry inside the clothing.
He's a dragonborn too, so it's just like shredding it.
Like, are you just like waxing yourself with soap?
Essentially, yeah.
Cool.
So slick.
By the end, yeah.
Yeah. That's what Premac's doing.
No further comments.
He's actually standing a little taller than usual. He's got a little bit of a bounce as he's walking. His tail is swinging back and forth. And he's kind of like even doing this little... He's all humming to himself a little bit. He seems in good spirits.
Awesome. Beautiful. What are Dove and Mannequin doing?
Mana's gonna be hanging back from the rest of the party, but like keeping an eye on Premac. But like, Dove.
It's hard not to.
Dove, you really need to have a conversation.
About this right now, or is it something else?
Both.
All right. I do agree. I suppose that yes. All right. Shall we talk now? Now talk.
I mean, we can just walk and talk. I'm gonna glance around and see is there anyone like can we kind of like follow with the group but be in our own little corner. And
there's certainly people are traveling with you. Go ahead and roll me an insight check to see if you think that anyone's listening.
I think I'm good at those.
I want to do one of those too, just to see if anyone's paying attention to me, because I don't know.
Yeah, you can absolutely do that.
I've been pretty cool lately.
14.
14.
Insight?
Okay, a 14. Dove.
A 7.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Dove, you're taking a look around, and you see like some of the prince's entourage, like the Granite Breaker brothers, have sort of like they're kind of intermingling, hanging a little bit further back from the prince than they were the couple days before. And honestly, you absolutely don't think that they even know you exist right now. No one's paying any attention to you whatsoever, clearly.
Where is Raven? Because he was suspicious of us.
Yes.
Before
with the 14, you can clearly tell Raven is doing that thing where he's like trying very hard to look forward, but also like check and see where you guys are. He's like a little too far away.
As long as he is out of earshot, I'm good.
Yeah, he's kind of stuck a little bit in front of Premac and can't really. Every time he tries to maneuver around Premac, an elbow goes out.
Elbows.
Yes, unintentionally. And so Raven is like, okay. He's kind of getting squashed in between the cart and Premac a little bit. So he's busy.
He's got to worry about getting too close. He's gonna get an offer to like join in or something. He's gotta be careful.
He's gonna be invited back into the tub.
Yeah.
But yeah, no one's really like listening in. People are aware you're talking amongst yourselves, but
that's fine. I just don't want them to actually hear what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. So
I think I need to do better with the granite breakers. I don't think they've been able to, but I guess their opinion doesn't matter. It's more the key. Yes. What?
Focus.
I think I am focused on like the yes, the
we're having
yes. Right.
So much has happened.
It's been a busy morning now, hasn't it?
Yeah, so I went inside Primac's head.
That was strange.
I know you've seen me do this before. Maybe it's weird, but like that dryad that we killed, she was still there inside his head.
Is that so? You've done this before. Is it normal to find?
No.
Okay.
No,
okay. Just getting a baseline. Just getting a baseline.
Normally, it's just maybe them and like some memories. And sometimes they're there and sometimes they're not. It kind of depends on like how drunk they are.
Oh, right. Maybe we should have gotten him drunk. Is that thing? Do you think that maybe?
I don't think so. Well,
okay.
So she told me a little bit. He did forget the memory.
Okay. Problem solved?
She told me about something else. The thing that was coming out of the portal. Evidently it's called the Forgotten Devourer?
That's a good name. Whoever came up with that was good with branding. That one does make the hair stand up on...
Yeah, especially, I'm kind of considering the fact that I made him forget about it. So...
Does that mean he won? Does that mean we did the... Maybe we shouldn't have... I actually didn't have any part in this. This was all your fault, really. So, I mean...
He made a promise with me. I had to get recompense because he broke it.
So the recompense was to make him forget about the Forgotten Devourer.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think it devours once it's forgotten?
Oh, I think I asked the dryad that. I think, well, the forgetting is not... It doesn't...
Yes.
So great.
The level of panic that you have here is concerning me, I will say.
This is Ian breaking, I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay.
So it doesn't devour after it's forgotten, and it doesn't devour forgotten things. I think forgetting is an aspect of its being, and it also devours things. Okay. And I believe I asked the dryad, and she was just like, everything. So, I don't know. And like, I thought that the circle was interrupted, and so evidently she implied it's maybe still out there. It maybe wasn't. Like the memory that he saw was not like the whole thing.
Oh, just a little preview.
Yeah, just like a preview, because
yes.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why you
like
do that.
Forgotten? Is it like, should we find more people and try to go into their minds and see if the rest is in there? We could put it together like a puzzle piece.
What if they've forgotten? It's not really going to be in their memories, is it? Like, so the dryad was in his mind in order to keep him from forgetting. And so then I just kind of like locked it in a box in his mind, so it's still there, technically.
So what if like that Forgotten Devourer thing it jumps upon us, Does he just not see it?
Well, I did, so you know with that spell, I get to, like, choose when they remember, and usually I choose something that they've seen and absurd, like, you know, they see a purple unicorn. That's never gonna happen. They'll never remember the fact that I stole 30 gold from them. So...
Yes, that's the go-to. Right.
So, I said he would remember it when he saw it again. So, you know, it's not gone completely, it's just gone until it's a problem again, and for now it's, you know, he's... Look at him, he's happy.
Is it better that way?
Well, he's not charging me blindly into the forest, so, like...
That's true.
I do think this is a positive.
I do have a terrible thought. This will probably
I've
not
had many
happen.
terrible thoughts. Hit me.
What if we're walking down the street and suddenly, and we don't see anything, and then suddenly he starts freaking out and starts remembering, and we don't know what he's seeing, like it's invisible or
Well,
something.
then we better fucking look, huh? Because then it's there. We gotta start looking.
It's a good beacon.
Yeah.
Maybe that's fine. So if Premac freaks out, we freak out. Otherwise, everything's fine.
Yeah, he's a canary in the coal mine. Exactly as I intended.
That's it. I don't know if I believe you.
You no longer tell if it's a character or player that's laughing.
Yeah. You know what?
Pineapple?
I like canaries. I don't know that much about coal mines. Sounds good to me. I think that upon the circumstances you were presented, you probably did. I wasn't there. I assume you did the right thing.
You weren't there. Well, you weren't inside his mind.
Yes,
So,
see, it was a lot of context I was missing. I mostly just saw, like, eyes roll back in your head, and it was just weird.
What does it look like when I do that anyways? I've never...
You get so close to them, and then it's quite peaceful. And then sometimes you, like, freak out a little bit. Every once in a while.
Oh.
Yes.
Huh. Okay. Yeah. Well, anyways, yeah, so, like, the giant offered to give me the memory, but, you know, I want to come out of this both alive and sane. So...
Yes.
I opted not.
I'll admit, I think that your decision-making is not always the best, but I think that one was good.
Also, and the thing he has carved in his palm was, I believe, a message from the Dryad, and it reads "Forgotten Devourer." And evidently he can't read it because I made him forget.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah.
So if anybody else sees that, is that going to be a problem?
Well, I don't think they can read it because only Uli could read it.
Okay.
And I don't actually know what language it is, but it's not Sylvan.
Is it Dwarvish?
Well, you looked at it and couldn't read it, right? I mean, we all looked at it.
I did look at it.
Dwarvish.
I did look at it earlier. I was tired this morning.
I don't know. I don't think any of you speak the language.
No, I don't think so.
No, I thought we have it to translate.
Regular languages, not whatever abyssal this is. Yes, for the common folk.
Additionally, yeah, I'm going to be speaking to Delvin Orcish.
I was actually wondering if you could. Yeah, we do.
Okay. So that's how we're keeping things on the down low.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially.
So this whole conversation is.
It sounds very formal and like very guttural.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, I just needed to let you know what happened this morning.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate you keeping me in the loop. It's a good step for you.
I figure I should tell Premac some of this, but I wanted to tell you all of it.
How much can you tell him without it, like, skimming
Well, I mean,
over?
the trigger is, like...
Seeing it, yes. And so, well, he saw, like, the thing on his hand, and it, like... He couldn't make sense of it, and he couldn't hear, like, what we were saying when we said the Forgotten Devourer, so I'm going to hazard a guess that... But if we talk about it, he's just going to hear, like, static or something. I don't know. So just tell him there was a druid in your head. We got rid. It's still there. It's gone. Oh, did you say it was gone?
I think so. Okay. I mean, listen, I normally don't remove other beings from people's minds. I just kind of take memories and fold them up and lock them in a box under a really weird lock. So,
more normal.
I'm not literally an expert in, like, exorcisms or whatever this might be.
I suppose it'd be a fae.
Well,
it's not a demon.
Not a demon, but, like, it's the same principle of, like...
Yes.
In his head, I don't know. So, yeah,
Still, I think we have a lot of things to do. And if I don't see a problem in front of me right now, there is no problem.
Exactly, there is no problem right now. We don't need to worry about it. You know, we maybe need to... maybe we should do some reconnaissance when we get back because we know that the Duke is maybe involved, but,
Ooh, should I go
Duke's
talk to...
not here.
Right.
Well, who are you gonna go talk to?
I don't know, maybe go talk to, like... We haven't spoken... Who have we not spoken to? Maybe I could speak to some people and try to get some, like, inside information. Maybe... I don't know. What do you think?
What are you rolling?
Don't worry about it. Do that insight for me.
I wasn't paying attention when people were being introduced. Do you know, like, who's who? With, like, who's closest to, like...
I mean, I know.
I should have done this. I should be better at networking.
No, I definitely don't. I definitely don't pay attention to the names. Why don't you? I mean...
Well, see, I do like to pay attention to the networking, but it's a little hard because, like, I'm just, you know, out and about, and I don't know. I just get really into, like, my plans, and, like, also it threw me off a little bit when you just started doing my performance out there in front of it.
It was my performance, Dove. You've only seen the fucking birds. I did the dance.
Can you both roll perception checks for me?
Okay. Just a perception?
Just a perception.
Okay.
16!
Oh, 16.
16.
As you guys start arguing about who showed up who at the performance, you both look at the same time as Premac is no longer where he was before. He has clearly, like, made a beeline for where you saw the Granite Breaker brothers, and they were, like, talking to a guard. And he's got his hand out, and one of the Granite Breaker brothers has his hand in his, and is, like, looking at it. And it just, like, kind of looks quizzical. And that's happening.
I mean, I don't even remember exactly how it showed up. It hurts! Don't get me wrong, would rather it not. The soap doesn't help, like, either. It's a little
tap up there
stingy.
quickly. Oh, quite the drinks we had last night, wasn't it? So many drinks. I'm pretty sure I gave you a tattoo. Ho! Come with us.
He's like got your hand in his, and he's like, which one is this? You rolled a 17. I made up a number, but this is Ignis. This is the younger brother, who's like kind of looking quizzical at it, and he's like, wait. He like grabs your hand a little bit tighter, and like elbows his brother to take a look. And
excuse me. Look, no touch.
Ignis and Coltrane are like, okay, sorry. What?
Yeah, he just sulked.
Why did you just said this was a tattoo?
It's his name in Orcish.
Yes.
Are you sure about that?
I mean, look at them.
Premac, you have no idea what the fuck is going on in their face because you rolled a 4. I will have, because Dove
Can I roll a deception check?
Oh, you're gonna roll a deception check?
Well, because I lied.
You can roll a deception check, absolutely, but you might also want to roll insight.
Oh, did they just know the language?
Okay.
Oh no, I'll roll insight. Can I roll insight too?
Yeah.
Okay.
22.
Yeah, 22. Do the deception check anyway, though. Just because I think it's fun.
Can I give her? Can I give her advantage?
19.
I don't think you need it. However, one of them is like orchid. That's a weird thing to tattoo on your hand. Okay, but Coltrane, the older brother, is like,
Does it look like he knows he knows the language?
He's looking between the hand, Primac's hand, and you, like all of you three, and
I'm gonna
like,
give him a wink as like it's a joke.
Like, haha, it's orcish, lol.
you're gonna give him a wink. Okay, I will say your 22 insight check is just gonna keep going for this because now you've like focused on
Excellent, thank
him. You wink at him and is like, this is a joke. I can't wink, so I'm not gonna try and do it. I'm physically incapable of it.
The dwarf says.
Yeah. And Coulter just looks at you, and he has this deep look of concern on his face. He's like, you just thought this was orcish for Primac.
I'm
Don't
gonna like
be jealous.
Why would I be jealous of your name on your hand? What? I wouldn't want Primac on my hand.
It's very artistic, you know?
Exactly.
He's a very artistic person.
Yeah, I can tell. The artistry is real.
Thank you.
Real
I rolled a
good.
4 on my insight, so I'm pretty sure he's telling the truth.
Yeah, he is absolutely very impressed with your artistry.
Thank you.
He is starting to look a little upset.
Primac, we need to talk to you real quick. I have a question
Yes,
about
I
wardrobe.
think-
Yeah, come on, for the hunt.
And why did I want this exactly? I don't remember that.
Yeah, well, I'll
Let's
tell you
talk
in just a
about it.
moment. Yeah, come
why
here.
would you want that on your? Okay. Fine.
You know, that is a good question. I'm not sure.
You walk away as he's like, "What the?" And he turns and he's like, forehead to forehead with his brother,
Okay.
chatting now.
Ta-ta.
Primac,
I
it's
think
not-
going to them was a mistake. There, I didn't
Yes,
actually
I
enjoy
think it
talking
was.
to them
I
as
think
much
it
as I thought I
was.
would.
I think it was.
I agree. Maybe I should have talked to
I'm
them in
gonna
Dwarvish.
grab his hand and point at the engraving.
Scar, yeah.
The scar, yeah. So this is, you probably guessed, but it's not your name, Orcish. This is the name of a creature of some kind. And it was left by the druid that was in your mind. I think you might remember that.
Do I remember that?
You
I just
you
looked
have
away.
the vague recollection of those
Yeah.
things happening. It's just like if you try and think about it for longer, it just gets a little fuzzy.
Yes, I recall. You may have been removing her from my memory.
I was removing. Why? I don't know. I was removing a memory. Not removing. I was just locking it away, and it'll be unlocked when you need it again. So you still have it. It's still there.
Is this the lock?
No, that's a message from the druid. Well, it's kind of. It's the name of the key. How about that? So you're not going to unlock it until you see it.
So this is a name, but it's
It is
not
a name.
my name.
It's not your name, no. Well, it's a name in the sense of, it's a way of referring to a creature. I don't know if it's a name in like the Fae sense. It probably isn't. So you know what I mean?
Like a stage name.
No. Well, so
Like a-
like
Like
okay,
a bird is
so-
called a bird, but you could name
So,
it
like-
Jeffrey or something.
Or dove.
Or else, yes.
Name it Jeffrey.
So Faye,
Right?
you
Am
know
I
that
wrong?
names have power, yes? Primac,
Yes.
names have power, but only like
Apologize for I'm very scattered this morning. Everything just
No,
seems
it's okay.
a little more
I had a hand in the
brighter than I
scattering,
remember this
so
morning.
it's okay. The Fays have their names have power, and it's only their real name, the name that they consider theirs, that has the power. And any other title they have does not have the same power. So, like, I go by Mannequin, and it is my name, but it does not have the same power over me as Neve, which is
Yes.
my name.
Yes. I understand this.
Okay, yes. Yeah, maybe don't go, I'm gonna, like, curl his fingers over the scarf. Maybe don't show that to
random people.
Ooh, you should make gloves for everyone.
Yeah, do you have gloves?
Yes, we're going to be fighting a boar, right? Our hands get dirty. We could have gloves. Everyone could have gloves.
I don't usually wear gloves because it tends to just make a mess when you're rending things up with your claws anyways, but maybe in this case I could make an exception. I have
fingerless
hold
gloves. Like fingerless gloves, you know?
Yes.
So you can still claws.
You see a pair of shears whip out, and he starts cutting into something and pulls out a piece of the sleeping bag of doves that he's now cut off, and he's like, I can use this. It's perfect.
Yes. I'm not sure.
I'm just gonna pat Dove on the back.
Thank you. Thank you for the gloves. What a good idea I had.
I'm gonna lean over and just go.
Matching.
You're never getting that back.
Yes.
Yes, I realize.
Yes.
It's fine, I'll get a better one. I deserve it, yeah.
Do need to focus on the hunt, because we're going to fight a boar, and we maybe need to talk to some boars or something. We need to figure out a plan.
Oh, yes, I should talk to some boars. That's a good idea.
That's
I
something
really
you can
should
do.
have taken animal speaking as a spell. I can kind of, yes. Sort of. If I get close enough and I touch it,
The
I have to
Dryad
touch it.
said that this was, these were intelligent boars that, you know, more than usual intelligent boars.
Usual.
So,
That is not saying much, I don't think. Maybe.
magic boars, okay?
Magic
Boars.
Magic boars.
Surely some of them can talk. I mean, the Dryad talked to them. She said we should talk to them.
But there's a dryad versus us. I won't argue it. I'm very well versed in animals, of course, so I know a lot about this, but I haven't spoken to them much before. But anyway, I'm sure we'll find one, and it'll work out. Should we go out into the forest now?
Well, since this doesn't involve like the princess's hunt, should we involve anyone else, or should we just go?
I feel like they would slow us down.
Well, I've involved her, so we should probably make sure that she's aware of the new plans if we're going to go somewhere else as well.
Involved her how?
Yes.
I believe I filled her in on the, see, it was all a little bit fuzzy after we came back for a moment, and I was having some trouble piecing together all the bits and pieces. There was a bit of a hole and a little bit of a happening, like a kind of in my brain every time I started to think about what we've been doing. So I just tried to get it all out and make sure somebody knew all of the bits. So I explained about the fae and the druid and the symbol on my hand and possibly something hunting us or hunting. I basically laid out everything we'd done in the clearing, the stones and everything else.
As long as you didn't
Princess.
tell her that Iravan had a crush on her, then it's fine.
Yes, I should probably tell Raven I told her that as well. That's
Good.
I immediately try to look at Robin.
Raven is like, he's a little bit ahead. He's talking to Dane, who is like very much not making eye contact with him, and he kind of turns over his shoulder to you guys, and he like excuses himself. And Dane looks so fucking relieved that he is leaving her side, and he comes back to you guys and is like, "Have we figured out the talking to boys situation?"
Well, no, that's the next on our list.
Okay.
There's some.
first of all.
Ray might take it away.
Yes, please. May I see your hand, please? Oh, I'm sorry. The other hand.
Well, why don't you start? Why don't you
Judges-
start with what you
says-
told the princess about?
Yep, I have this under control. And
No,
takes out a
no,
small
no,
measuring string and starts measuring the hand. And it's like, so I'm going to be making gloves for you. They need to be about this wide and this long. I think they'll look just perfect. I told the princess that you're in love with her. And I think I'll have no fingers on the end of these.
You see him It's like a bunch of emotions cross his face. At first
I'm
he's
gonna,
like,
I'm gonna like position behind him just in case he like falls backwards and just like
Yeah.
a steadying hand.
Yeah, he's just like nodding along because he's very used to this at this point of Premac. He's like generally expecting Premac to insult him a little bit more as he's like holding his hand out, and it's like, oh yeah, sure, yeah. And then like panic, and then shock, and then anger.
But Premac just keeps going with the measurements and talking about the gloves.
Yeah, absolutely. Premac. Roll me an insight check real quick.
Those always go well.
I'm
you
just
even
gonna
tell?
rub like calming circles in Raven's back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're like measuring his hand still, and you like see his fingers twitch.
Straight, please, straight.
Absolutely. Hold on. Does an 18 hit you?
Oh, wow. An 18 does
hit you?
indeed hit me. Yes, it does.
You get slapped full in the face. You are like talking, and he just like he looks surprised at himself that he even did this, but he just full on slapped you.
Nice hit.
His tongue kind of flicks out a little bit. And that's fair.
Premac,
What
I
color
thought
do
we
you
were
want the gloves in, though?
attempting to be friends.
Ah.
I don't fucking care about the gloves,
Well,
to be quite honest.
The drama.
You
attempting to be
aired my
friends.
dirty laundry and personal feelings and thoughts to the one person that you could probably have figured out that I didn't want to know that from someone else. So that's
I
fun.
think the thing is, Premac has no filter. I'm not saying what he did was right, but I am saying he has no filter. Because he aired a whole bunch of stuff to the princess, and that was only one of them. And thought you were probably deserved to know.
Well, I will say this. You are probably correct that this was a mistake. I have to think on it, but you are probably correct. I will say this.
Oh.
I don't think she was surprised, so she probably already knew.
He's like, as soon as you're like, I have to think on it, he like goes to hit you again, but you got this, like you dodge out of the way.
Okay.
Well, let's just put it this way. I think between the three of us, and you, Raven, and the princess, there's just gonna be no more secrets.
Oh, and
It's all out there. Because I have
and-
some more information to tell the princess based on what Premac said, and you should probably
Oh, we could all share secrets. My real name is Bird. Okay, you go next.
It is not, Deirdre.
Oh, what the? You didn't need to actually say it. I was just trying to make him feel better.
So was that a lie? You said let's share secrets and then you lied? What the fuck is happening with you three?
I was just trying
Do
to.
you know how to be people?
My real name is Neve.
Oh, we're actually going to do it. That's not...
You full on shared Neve.
I just go by Meta Quinn. My name is Neve.
All right,
Thank
fine.
you
It
for
is.
that.
My name is Deirdre, but it's. Don't call me
You
that.
also
It's
not
not
call you
really...
Birdie all the fucking time. I think everyone knows that you also go by Birdie.
Well, maybe they thought it was just like a little fun joke. I don't know.
My point is just it was a weak attempt.
I'm doing my best.
But I guess it was an attempt.
Yes. Do you feel better? Raven?
I
That's not a hit. That's just me rolling so that you guys can see. A thing's happening. Don't worry about it.
I said, do you feel better, Raven?
He looks between you two, glances at Premac, and is like, assuming Premac has no other name.
Do you want... I could make you forget about all of this.
You'll only have one
Do
of
you
these.
see?
No, you won't. Unless you also
That's
have a
not
druid inside your
won't.
head.
Did you?
Oh yes, here's my
I'm
secret.
gonna need you to. Okay. A lot of things were just said. A lot of fucking things were just said. You're pointing to the scar on your hand, right? He looks at it, blinks, and just like very carefully, his face does not show any reaction to that. And then looks between everyone else and is like, all right.
Look, I'm just offering.
Deirdre,
if this will make you
Premac.
feel better, I can just make you forget about this whole experience.
Do you understand
If you don't want it, I
how
understand.
me going forward, not knowing that the princess now knows that I'm in love with her,
I understand.
could potentially be worse?
I just wanted to put it out there in case you wanted it. I'm not going to do it if you don't want it. I can't.
No, we're not good, but no.
Okay.
Thank you, but no.
If I
What?
could, I would try to make the princess forget, but I'm not sure she would be down for that. And it
Let's
might
not
involve
mess-
some trickery.
Let's not mess with her beautiful mind. That not good.
No,
Not
They're
good.
so cute together.
He's like trying to be very angry because he's trying to hold on to this. Okay.
See, Del, isn't it much better when everyone's just speaking the truth? It's much better.
Yes. And it's a
We
weight
all
off your
know everything.
shoulders. You know,
Yes.
it'll maybe help your posture a little bit.
I would prefer to not speak to him until you explain to me why he has that on his hand and a dryad in his hand.
Yes. So,
Do
can
you
read
speak
that? Can
Orcish?
you read that?
Yes.
Cool. Okay. That's good to know. Yes, it was a message. So the dryad that died took up residence inside his head, and that's what I just said. I could make people forget about things, so it's gonna make him forget about that thing to kind of make him stop obsessing over it. So I went in there, and the dryad was still in there as like a ghost, and so she left that on his hand.
So she left an ancient forgotten language spelling out
The Forgotten Devourer.
What did you say?
That's one very interesting way of translating that.
Well, I did. Well, how would you translate it?
He like
Heaven? Oh, sorry.
Jeffrey.
I heard that one.
Oh, okay.
He
Must
holds
not
his
be.
hand out for your hand, Premac. He flips it over to look at the scar. It's not shaking your hand. And he like traces the rune, and it kind of tingles. He's doing a little bit of magic here. As he's trying to do this, it doesn't feel bad. Like you can feel some skittering magic on your hand. Neve, you feel a slight tug from your pocket.
Yeah.
And if you look down, like you can see, like Uli is just like part of his face, kind of smushed in your pocket. And he's like, "Fairy magic," just to you in Sylvan, just fairy magic. As a rabbit is clearly doing something that he doesn't usually do, and he kind of draws his hand back and he's like, It doesn't really make any sense.
Since Uli pointed it out to me, can I make an Arcana check to see if I can figure out what he's doing?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a 5.
Yeah.
I don't know that much about fairy magic.
I
I'm
will
just
say-
learning how to use my own.
With a 5, you do know that usually people like have to say something or use something. A rabbit's not doing that. That's not necessarily weird to you, but he's not doing that.
Okay.
I was going to
I
ask
mean,
the
it is
same.
interesting.
While Premac doesn't cast magic, he's been around someone who does a lot of magic, and his intelligence is actually fairly high for pattern recognition and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he's watching it on his hand. Can I see if there's anything I'd recognize from this?
Sure.
16?
16. Go ahead and also roll me a history check. It's the
Sure.
same thing, so you should hopefully have something a little high too.
14.
14. Okay. With that, you do recognize you have seen people cast magic before without words and without materials before. Usually it has to do with like items and things. But clearly he is not using that. It's just straight coming from him. You remember with a 14 that this is like people don't really do this kind of magic anymore. It's very outdated, and it is often a little bit more chaotic than people would like to expect, and it became really kind of taboo when the Fairy Wars ended, because this is a very fey way of casting magic. So whatever he's doing is not up to par if you were to show this to a wizard. He's doing something that's a little bit more innate. You would recognize that because he is elven. You're not sure what it is that he's doing to you, but you do recognize that he is casting some sort of magic from himself to do this, but you're not sure what it's doing.
So it is just the three of them besides myself nearby, right? At the moment? Like, I imagine he's pretty concealed, like, it's not like this is... People are seeing this or anything.
You guys are still moving, but you're kind of, like, tucked behind the cart, because you pulled away from the granite breakers.
Also, when Uli said that, I would, like, move to kind of block...
Yeah.
So as he's doing that and as he sees it, Premek's going to lean in and he's going to kind of give this knowing, and he'll just look at everyone around and he'll just go, Faye, just like I told the princess.
Oh.
He has his hand on yours and is like, he turns to look at you two away from Premek for a second and just goes, if he says another word, I will not be responsible.
Like, I didn't come here with him. He was just here already. Like, we just ended up together as, like, a group. It was more like... Yes.
I can see his usefulness. He's clearly very talented with what he does. Both with the claw thing and the stabby thing. And also the clawing people's necks out.
Yes, he's very good at that.
But if he says another word about what he told the princess, I am not responsible for what I do. Now, why he has aberrant language on his hand, that's a whole other problem.
You see, I did know that. I did know it was... I was sensing aberration. I told everyone.
Yeah, but these things don't exist anymore.
Well, here's the thing. So, that dryad that we killed, the zombie one, undead one.
Mushroom,
Yeah. So she witnessed a ritual that summoned one. And that was the memory she imparted to our dear friend.
No one knows how to do that anymore.
Well, they do.
Oh, but it very much happened, yes.
But that knowledge
happened.
got lost when we locked the Unseelie away.
Well, you see, we went out into the forest and we did actually find the area where it was done, and he had like a whole flashback and everything.
Okay. And this was... Are you sure you didn't see some, like, ancient vision? Dryads can live for a very long time.
Very certain. Because this is what drove her out of her tree. She went to follow some men recently. Past month.
Also, the carvings in the tree were recent.
Went mad. Yeah, also the ritual circle that we saw was recent. I have more and you're not gonna like it.
I haven't liked a single thing that's happened today. So let's just keep that train going.
It's related to the Duke. Because he was the last group of soldiers that came through before us, and it was the last group of soldiers that the Dryad followed and witnessed.
He kind of leans back and thinks for a moment. Thank you for this information. It's very useful.
It's not good.
No, I certainly don't think that a human duke performing rituals that were only in the possession of the Unseelie court, various dark fairy magic in the current modern day in this magical fucking forest is certainly going to be a good thing for anyone. So, again, thank you for this information. I would suggest not fucking around with it anymore.
Someone's got to stop it.
Yes.
Also, I would love to stop fucking around with it, but there is a very real possibility that the Forgotten Devourer is like out there.
Yes, especially
Maybe
since it's like on
fucking
his
around
hand
with
and
us.
everything. Yes. What have we forgotten?
It doesn't exist. Whatever it is, we would know. The
How?
forest would have.
How would you
It's
know?
a magical fucking forest. You can't just summon evil creatures into it just willy-nilly just because you want to.
It's a circle. And also, the spirit of the forest. We're going to go kill it. What do you think happens when we go kill the spirit of the forest? Even if it's part of its natural cycle, things are going to happen. It's like a guardian, right? That's what the Dryad was saying. It could
Yes,
be
which is
bad.
why you can't summon the evil creatures.
Exactly.
check
We're going to go kill it.
What should I check for, like, aberrations again? Like, I'm serious. I did sense it. I can do it again.
Let me just say this. You're not going to kill it. I'm
No.
going to kill it.
You're going to kill
No,
it.
wait,
Why?
why am I-
I'm going to kill it.
But do you want that bonus? Because that bonus is mine.
And I don't want the fucking bonus. You can tell whoever the fuck you want that you killed it, or the princess killed it, or the prince. I don't care. The fact is, whoever kills that spirit is going to be able to have a chance to take that magic.
Oh, that sounds
And I'm
fun.
not going to let it be any of those humans.
No.
And honestly, I don't want it to be any of you.
Oh, but I would be so good at it.
Would you? Are you going to take on the entire protection of this forest in the northern half of this realm from various dark
Is that-
forces from beyond the veil?
I'm gonna grab Revan's hands and like. Is that why you came on this? Is that to take over for the
No.
spirit after it dies?
This was not my purpose,
Okay.
but it's quickly becoming my purpose because clearly I'm the only one who has any grasp on the gravity of the situation. So it is a
Your mic
sacrifice
range
I'm
over.
willing to make.
If your intentions have changed, the princess would like to know, as she informed me.
Did not mean to do that.
He chokes on his own spit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfectly
that's-
timed.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, well.
What about one of the dryads?
Yes,
I
that'd
think
be
one of they could be, because I think all four of us are in agreement here. None of the humans need to kill the boar. None of them.
Also, if the princess does it, that's not good either.
That's
and
not
then if
good
you do it,
either.
you can't be with the princess if you do it, so that doesn't work either. So, it's going to need to be...
I mean,
Somebody
maybe we can enlist the dryads.
Yes.
Or the boars. What are you talking
They are-
about?
A boar can
and I mean
boar.
this very respectfully. He's just like kind of saying this up in the air. They're lesser fae, and they've been cut off from, well, much of their magical forces. Anyone else here? It would be more prudent to have someone who knows what that magic is. And that happens to be my speciality.
I'm
What
going
is
to switch to Sylvan and lean in very closely so there's no chance of eavesdroppers.
Oh yeah.
Are you from the other world?
Oh.
Speaking
Roll me
as
a
one faith to the
persuasion.
other.
Yeah, roll me a persuasion check.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna make it a disadvantage because he's pissed off, but
24.
ooh, 24. Yeah, he looks at you
No need.
and he says,
I will, as he looks at me, I will change the color of one of my eyes.
Neve.
Mm-hmm.
My name is not a rabbit.
Oh, you did. You
Probably
should have given your
wasn't.
name when you did the thing. The circle.
You didn't ask
Sorry.
for it,
I mean, kind of.
I can't give
did
it. but my name is not a rabbit. And I'm not from here. You've heard my name before.
Was it Jeffrey?
Did you just say Jeffrey? I think we caught that.
he looks at you.
It's a bunch of Sylvan and then Jeff.
He looks at you, Dove, and he just goes, no. I wish I could say yes, but I can't lie about this. No, my
Okay.
name is not Jeffrey.
don't know.
You've heard my name before, and soon it won't matter.
Look, I'm trying to not take this Sylvan thing personally here.
I hope you take it personally, Premac. He's like full on.
What
Like,
are you
I hope
saying?
you fucking take it personally.
Is he saying that in Sylvan too? When
No,
he turns around?
he's saying it in full common and kind of
Oh, okay.
loudly.
Okay, I'm gonna switch back to common. Okay, Revan. The three of us got wrapped in this thing that's very much above our pay grade, but I also feel some obligation to make sure that this is getting handed over to someone who is trustworthy with it. Can you provide us some proof that you do intend to care for this forest and not take advantage of all its magic and stuff? And we won't fuck with you if you do so. Just because I feel some obligation and I hate it, and it would be great if someone more powerful would come along and take care of things, but I also, the more powerful people here, the Duke is trying to summon an aberrant, and that's fucking scary.
I do like forests. They are my favorite, as far as terrain goes.
What exactly are you asking him for?
I am asking for some proof that he is proof of
Pure
his
of heart?
intentions.
No.
Proof of his intentions, and that could be like proving that he is full Fae and is from the other world and therefore has experience with this thing, or it could be whatever he deems.
He looks at you, and my internet keeps buffering, so lovely
and also,
ambiance.
I will say, this does not have to happen right now because we're in the middle of a caravan, so if we need to go someplace else and be stealthy about it, that's fine.
Yes.
That's all I request.
No, there's an easier way. He looks at you, Neve, and then he looks at your pocket,
Uh-huh.
and he says a word. It sounds like Sylvan. It doesn't really make a lot of sense in Sylvan. And you feel that tug on your pocket again,
Yeah.
and like a little smushed face.
Uh-huh.
And Raven just kind of looks and says, "Hello." And Uli kind of blinks a couple times and looks up at you and nods. And like big smile on his face.
Okay. I'll accept that. That's fine.
That's fine.
Oh.
You just hello is fine for protecting the entire. Okay. I don't.
Uli's wriggling a little bit.
Yeah, like, I'll tell you later. It's fine. So, you're going to kill the boar. I want to help you make that happen.
Okay. Thank you.
You have to come up with a plan.
Yes, we do.
And we
We
also
should
should-
probably do that not on the road.
Yeah, that's fair. And we also should probably inform the princess of some level of this. Maybe not all of it, but like some of it.
I feel like one of you should do that, and he is pointing at Neve and Dove and not Premac.
Okay, we'll do. Understandable.
When we get to
All
camp,
right.
we should meet together. I will tell Dane. After dinner.
Does Dane know who you are?
Does Dane know who I am?
Yeah. Like beyond a rabbit. Obviously she knows you're the rabbit.
Dane has her suspicions. As I have mine.
Interesting. Noted. Alright. Let's
Little
part like
lost, I'm
normal
not gonna
people and
lie.
pretend that this conversation did not happen.
Honestly, if you ever find out what's actually going on, you would not want to stay around here anyway. Stuv, fully understand that. It's happier if you don't know.
Yes, but the problem is we do know. And now we're kind of wrapped up into it, and I have a weird sense of obligation, even though we hate it. I hate it. I don't know. I won't speak for the rest.
It's a troubling thing, caring about things.
I'm having a fun time most of the time.
You all have been
And-
fairly successful so far.
If you do happen to care about things, soaps. She seems to have a large collection of soaps. I think she might enjoy that.
Oh, that's nice.
Soaps.
Yes, it was very impressive, the selection, in fact.
She gave you soap.
Yes.
You see how shiny he is? He's practically gleaming.
There's like this white film on everything.
Okay. I'm done with this conversation now. I'm going to go.
Bye-bye.
And he's just like books it. He is very unhappy with everything happening. And unless there's anything else you guys would like to do as you travel,
I will just say, as soon as I get a moment, I'm going to talk to Uli.
yes. Do you want to do that on the road? You can. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I'll
Yeah, you guys can kind of
roll
huddle
for-
around the cart, and
Yeah.
if the other two stick around, you can talk to Oli, and they can provide some cover. He's wriggling around in your pocket, and he kind of like pokes his head out.
Who's that? Who's that?
You don't know?
I don't know.
You don't...
Uli, we've established how little I know about Faye. Throw me a bone.
You don't recognize him. Because he's got the whole, and the voice, he said, okay. Well, I'm not allowed to say it.
Can I think, is there anything that I have heard that like aligns with this? Like-
Give me a history check with disadvantage.
Oh.
Because I don't think you were paying attention at the time. I actually don't know that you were around at the time. Like, in the specific place.
Nice.
Yeah, there have been a smattering of Fae peoples that you've heard of before. A couple of them are literally fairy tales. Ha ha ha, pun intended. And you like look at a Raven who's a scrawny painter, and you're like, I don't think any of them are him. And so you can't quite recall.
Okay, fine.
I can't tell you. You have to figure it out, or he has to tell you. It's a game!
It's a game?
Why don't you make a promise? So much better.
With a rabbit?
Yeah.
Think about it. Think about what I would promise.
Promises solve everything. Or they don't, but it's fun when they don't.
Okay.
If it helps. I think he's fine. He's very good. Also, I can't say no to him.
That's only mildly concerning. But, that's fine. If he is a fey being, I think it's probably fine. And he's not unseelie. I think it's fine.
No. Yeah, no. He like takes a look at Raven for a second and is like, that would be the funniest thing in the world. Like clearly laughing to himself. Yeah, no.
Okay, I trust you. For the most part.
Oh. He got really excited for a second and then was like,
I do trust you, I do.
no one's ever trusted me before.
I trust
you. He like wriggles again.
Yay! Okay, I'm done.
He like slinks back into your pocket and then it's gone.
Thank you, Lily.
You're welcome. Is there anything else anyone would like to do before we, are going to take a break and then stop for the evening to plan our hunt?
Well, Dove is just spending her time with with Nori.
With Nori.
Yes.
With the bird.
Yes.
Bat boy.
My bat hawk, my bat boy. And just helping him get used to his new setup, because I know that he's trying to get used to like being very powerful now that he's working with me. So we're just doing a bit of training, just working on fast flying, working on dives, working on accuracy, just some general stuff.
Give me an animal handling check with advantage.
Very good. It'll be fine.
We're rooting for you.
Yes! 21!
21!
Nice.
18 and 19? Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's down to be good.
Yeah. No, Nori is doing real well for himself. Like, he's a little, like, off balance at first, but you managed to correct that right quick, and he seems a lot more comfortable in his new bird skin.
Very good.
That there will be a benefit to that I will tell you later. But you all have been traveling for most of the day, having all of these various conversations and revelations. And you realize that the party up at the front, where the prince is, has slowly grinded to a halt. And as you're entering a clearing where you will make camp, this is the last campsite before you go off into the woods to do your hunt, where you'll have some time to plan. But we're going to take a 15-minute break. So we will come back at 9:25 for a plan and a hunt. And yeah, so see you all at 9:25. smidge off, but that's fine. Welcome back. We are picking up where we left off. The party has made its way to the last known spot of the boar, where they will camp for the evening. The princess group and the princesses group, again, you've kind of all managed to figure out making camp, which, if you give me a moment, I have a map for, and we can camp too. Here we go. We got a nice little map. As the sun sets here, hopefully it loads. Sometimes owlbear's a little slow. I'm gonna hand wave a little bit of the stuff so that we can get to the meat and potatoes. That I will say, you guys set up camp. You can set up tents. You can sleep outside wherever you want to be. I will tell you right now that I provided a tub in your cart. Just for pre-mac.
Oh my gosh, there is actually right
you can
there.
zoom in, and there's other little fun stuff on it too.
There's birds on it.
There's birds on it. So
they're drinking from my tub.
Taking a bath.
I only had full tubs, so we can say there's water and then we can say there's not water. It was fine. But you managed to have eaten. You have sort of done a little bit. I'm gonna say that part of the evening is fine. And at a certain point, Raven and Dane will grab your attention to pull you over to the big blue tent. Yes.
I have a question. Are there only 2 sleeping bags because you knew ahead of time that Premac was going to cut up Dove's sleeping bag?
If you notice, there is another sleeping bag that is bare.
Why
Oh my gosh,
down a little bit.
It's just, you didn't cut it off all the way, you just took off a layer, so now I have like just the lining, and I'm like cold, shivering.
Yeah.
No, I left you the pleasant stuff. It's the outside stuff that's gone.
You just got the stuff
so that's gonna get dirty.
To make nests.
No, that's what it's gonna turn into. It's gonna turn into a nest, and there's birds gonna be like all huddled inside it. And if anyone touches it, it'll just poof with birds.
Oh,
absolutely.
So yeah, I like putting Easter eggs in my map. So yeah, you have managed to have a fairly relaxing day. If you want, you can do other social things a little bit later. But Raven and Dane will gesture over to the for you to join them in what you know to be the princess's tent for your planning session.
Yes.
As you enter, it's fairly nice. Someone has clearly magically done up the place a little bit. There's rugs and tapestries on the wall. It's a lot warmer in here than it was outside. The princess is sitting down at a small conjured table. Dane is kind of standing at her side. Raven is standing by the door, not making eye contact with anyone. It just kind of nods at you as you come in. And the princess looks up at you and goes, "Well, we're doing this thing, I guess."
How are you feeling?
Honestly, not great. Just nervous about the whole thing. Well, getting caboodle. There's a bit of some stakes to this, it seems. Perhaps some more than others. She's not looking at Premac, but you get the sense. And she kind of folds her hands on the table and says, "How do we want to do this?"
Which part?
All of it. I mean, unless you're better hunters than the retinue the prince has.
Oh, of course.
Are we just going to hunt and it's going to... I don't just think ill of me, but is this going to be a fair fight?
Oh, maybe not for them, because I am the best hunter.
Clearly.
You're a good hunter, Dove. I think... Don't look at me like that.
You haven't seen me hunt in a while, all right?
All I'm saying is the prince has a lot of resources and a lot of time to prepare for this. So, he may have multiple hunters of your quality versus we just have one of you.
Yes, I've never hunted before in my life, so I would prefer to not drag the party down, let's say.
Don't worry about it. Well, I'll just say, when it comes to tracking animals like that boar, I'm not just talking myself up. I am especially good at tracking animals like this specific boar. So you have that to look forward to. So as far as finding him goes, I don't think that'll be a problem.
Where is it, Raven?
He's kind of arms crossed, by the tent flap.
Okay. When I entered, I would have hung sort of next to him.
Oh yeah, you just shifted over to let him.
Yeah, as we're talking about plans for the boar, I'm going to give him a kick on the shins.
Yeah, he winces a little bit and is like, I believe I can help Mistress Dove with the hunting.
Good. See, now we have 2 hunters.
I, of course, am more than happy to go along with the hunt. I have spells. I'm pretty quick on my feet. Got a sword. Even if I'm not the most trained hunter in the world.
Most of that is true.
And I made us gloves.
Yes. So, our grip will be wonderful on all of their weapons.
I'd like to start going out and handing out gloves.
Absolutely. You hand each of them out. Who do you start with?
I would start with Dove, who I'm standing beside, and then immediately go over to not the princess. What's her?
Dane.
Dane. I'd immediately go over to Dane, and then to the princess, and then back over to the other 2.
Raven does not make eye contact with you and does not hold his hands out for a moment, and then just kind of. Thank you.
Do the gloves fit mannequins' paw hands? Are they differently sized?
I would 100% have made them for your hands, for the paws. However,
okay, cool.
You've been,
cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do they have little holes for the claws?
Absolutely, totally.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
All of them do. Everyone's does.
Wait,
just in case.
Just in case.
Smoker's
in case of claws
for everyone.
Grow my nails out, I guess.
Raven kind of clears his throat and is like, "This could potentially be dangerous, Princess. I believe it would be in everyone's best interest, considering there's no wedding if you don't survive. We will take the lead on this, and perhaps bring you in at the end."
Yes.
Yeah.
And she kind of looks and is like, all right. She's a little questioning, but doesn't seem in the mind to argue this. And the princess kind of leans back in her chair. Is there any? I don't necessarily want you to think ill of me, but is there anything we can do to give ourselves a little head start?
Oh.
Perhaps.
It's
not necessarily the most ethical, but.
Oh, no. You would go first, and then I'll.
You go.
Well, I have quite a few things I'm going to be talking for a while because I'm quite good at this, right? But
okay,
why don't you say?
What I was going to say is we could do some reconnaissance around the prince's camp and see if we can figure out anything about their plans.
Oh, that's a good idea too. Yes.
Okay, Dove, go ahead.
Okay, well, you see, I have, I don't know if you've met him, but my bird Nori, he's been flying around lately. He's got quite good eyes. I can cast spells on him so I can communicate with him, and he can fly around and look about, and we'll know if we see the the boar. I also have an ability where I can just tell what types of creatures are about us. So I will know if it's within our range. I can do that as well. And you know what? If we do wind up seeing it, I can mark it and I'll know where it is if it runs away. So even if it gets away from us, we'll still know. And I have catching spells where I can whip it and keep it down. So then you can just get right up in there. I suppose that would be a raven or whoever else, Premac, if you want to do your claw things. But yes,
I thought I was going to kill it. Isn't that the point?
but we need to wear it down first.
We need to. So here's the thing. We are a little worried about the repercussions of you killing it, considering it is a forest spirit. So we thought it might be best if the four of us kind of took the front lines because we're not political figures, and therefore there are bad repercussions that fall on us. It won't be you, the princess.
Yes, like the transfer of power thing. No, wait, I didn't hear that, did I? I don't think I heard that.
No, you
in
didn't.
Sylvan.
You would have been. It would have been Sylvan.
I did not hear that.
It was in Sylvan.
I did not hear that.
Unless they told you over dinner.
Nope.
Not now.
Not now.
No.
So pause, rewind. Yeah. Princess kind of looks between you guys and was like, I guess I understand. It just seems a little like the prince is probably going to do the killing blow if he finds it.
Yeah, he probably will, and that is a problem. But it's not like we can. I mean, the best way we can stop him is by doing it first, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
that's fair. That's true. I guess as long as we bring proof back, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Well.
And you don't want to get your new gloves dirty. They do look, very fine.
She
material.
Puts them on, inspects the fingertips a little bit, and is very confused about the claw holes, but shrugs it off. All right then. Well, I can sort of stay behind a little bit, at least in the back. But I think at dawn we'll begin, and it sounds like we're going to lean a lot on you, Mr. Stubb. So, yes, I guess. Question: Do the others know that this is your specialty?
Others than us?
No, I mean the ones who went and joined the prince. I don't know how well you know them, or how well they know you.
Well. We really just met at the wedding.
I do talk a lot about my skills, so they may have heard about my skills.
You see, that's what I'm worried about, because if I'm thinking, what can we do to give ourselves a leg up, and there's clearly...
Them.
Okay, yes, that is...
Well,
no,
that was very blunt, but honestly, it's not a bad idea.
If we were going to go see them this evening, I could arrange, perhaps.
Are you a poisoner, Master Premac?
You see him stand up, kind of this. You get the equivalent of a dragonborn grin, a bunch of toothy smile, and all of a sudden you see. And at the last second, pulls off his gloves into his hands. And there's this
a hairball.
There's a bit of it's not the liquid. There's some liquid there, but it's more like this kind of this kind of green fumes for a brief second. And he's
he swallows a lot of tub water.
Very proud of himself. Yes, I can inflict poison if need be.
Gross. Okay.
Okay, so here's the thing. Is that going to kill people?
No. I mean, do you want it to? No.
No,
You just want
I was really.
No.
I don't want to get us all tried for murder.
Yes,
Yeah.
of
I'd
course.
really
Of course.
just like to have them puke for a solid day.
Yes. Because if that's the... I could also just go into the forest and find some bad mushrooms or some interesting berries and give them those.
Who's a good cook here?
Well, maybe we just put it into some wine and give it to the prince. He'll drink it. You saw him the
not
other
just
day.
He is very
no.
prone to
Here's the
wine.
thing. Here's the thing. Who's a good cook? Because if we have a good cook, I'm very good at talking. I can take it over there and say it is a gift from the princess.
Oh, we could even bake your little spitball in there.
Exactly. To kick off
Gross.
to kick off the hunt. A message of goodwill. Take it over there. Let their men all dine on it. Get them very sick. And then we go hunt tomorrow morning.
What if they connect it back to the princess and she gets in trouble? Are you going to get in trouble, princess?
Oh, I think I'm a fairly good talker. I can't be responsible for everyone's actions.
I mean,
If
I
you
can
don't
always.
say
I
it
can.
from me,
That's true.
you see Dane kind of
I'm good at running
raises her
away.
hand. I can cook.
Oh,
I can cook.
very good.
If you want me to be the front of this, I can take it over there and yeah, I'm good at running away.
Which
Things
is
go poorly.
very good at running away.
I'm also very good at hitting things that are trying to chase you.
I appreciate
ER.
that.
It's just a solid cuff on the back of the head. It's fine.
Well, I'm just saying.
Not with swords.
I understand. I understand. I'm just saying, if we trace it back to the princess, it might be more long-lasting repercussions. I might just want to talk to you about payment first, because I did come here for money, and if I'm going to do this, I want to get paid.
If I get the berries too, then I should get money as well. Then.
No, I'm just talking about if I go and I get caught feeding them poison shit, and I have to go for the sake of the party,
no.
pay me.
We were gonna pay you all the extra.
Okay, excellent. I just wanted
So
to make sure
yeah,
that that was all squared away,
No, you're doing a thing for me
Yes.
to help benefit me. I'm going to protect you. It's fine.
Excellent. Okay, that's good. Because again, I don't mind taking the fall. I just want to get my money at the end.
No, we can make sure that happens. If you would like to attempt to poison them, sounds like a wonderful time. Honestly, I will let you and Dane figure that out.
Get right to work.
we can Primak, we can save it for later. We can do it later. I'm sure the potency is best if it's fresh.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Yeah, on that note, so you all have agreed this is gonna stay in the back.
There's just a background ambiance of
Okay.
So Neve and Dane are going to cook up some poison, potentially with Premac as well, though it seems he's already done his part.
Well, I was actually thinking, Premac and Dane figure out the food. I might go do some reconnaissance with Dove.
Okay. That seems
unless
like a good plan.
Premac would really like to come along.
Are you stealthy?
To where?
Reconnaissance, stealthing.
Yeah, I think he probably could. He's not especially stealthy, but he could.
You could stick
he's
together.
got.
It is up to you. I just don't want to leave you alone.
Just double checking. I think I think I could come. Yeah, I'll come. I have a feeling I could use my echo a little bit to be a little bit more stealthy in certain spots if needed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Okay, gonna depart.
Yeah. Dane and the princess are continuing their night. Dane will start cooking something that you could potentially put things into. Raven stays. You didn't ask him to go with you, so he's gonna stay. Does not make eye contact with any of you.
Yeah, maybe get some space. This might be better.
Yeah, and you guys can. The camp is set up pretty much how it's been set up before, and you all exit the tent, and it's night now. Like you've got darkness if you want it. The fire is still kind of crackling and going, but if you wanted to move around, you certainly can. I will say you've got a limited amount of time before you sleep. If you want to also poison some people, but what would you like to do?
It can also be tomorrow at breakfast.
It can also be tomorrow at breakfast. But you have limited time tonight, and you'll have at dawn the hunt begins.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna pull those two aside somewhere kind of quiet, probably by the tub.
I have a DM question.
Yes.
May I ask a quick DM question before that conversation?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Basically, I want to I do have the poisoner's feat, and I'm proficient with poisons, but this is kind of more extravagant use of the idea of poisoning than what is rules as written here, if this was the plan. I just wanted to check that. Do I have a sense that this is the DM being just like, rule of cool here, or is this like, I should be checking to see if I know that this would actually have an effect hours later or something like that?
I would like you to do a roll plus your proficiency. How are you just gonna like give a clump of poison, or are you gonna like do different ones?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do a little bit of your poison, Dove can go into the woods and find some berries and mushrooms and add those. We could just make a poison medley.
It's gonna go great.
Yeah.
I'll do mild mushrooms.
Okay.
So I mean the poisoner's thing is called potent
Microdose.
Poison, and essentially it is meant for in combat, giving someone a round of, they take damage and they do a round of they have disadvantage until my next turn. So clearly that's 6 seconds, and it doesn't seem like a whole lot in terms of like baking it in something. But baking it in something is different. So I would say in this case, he'd be trying to get as much as he could out of himself, which might mean it would be better for like the next morning, because I could technically do my amount for today and my amount for tomorrow, if I felt like I needed it to be more.
Yeah, I will say, go ahead and roll me. What would this be? Roll me survival?
Insight?
No,
Know your own poison?
you're gonna do Constitution plus your proficiency, because you're vomiting.
Mm-hmm.
So like a Constitution skill check.
Yeah,
so
a Constitution just check.
+7.
Yeah, plus. Yeah. So whatever your plus is to Constitution plus your proficiency.
Yep. So 4. The con is my highest. Well, one of my highest stats. Con is +4. Proficiency is 3. I'm gonna roll a d20. That's a 19.
19. Okay. I will say that this one, absolutely is exactly what you intend it to be. If you mean whatever you intend this poison to be, it will be. I will probably ask you again in the morning to do the same thing, and then we'll see what it is. See if you accidentally harm some people, or just maybe it isn't as potent. But this one seems like, you know your poisons. You got this.
I've literally grown up with them in my belly.
Yes. You have created this. This is your child.
Yes, it's like the worst thing of like the chef spitting in your food.
Yeah,
worst
basically.
nightmare.
So yeah,
This
you
whole
can produce
meal
this
is
one thing
just-
of poison. And so you got one success that is the poison, and then we'll see what happens in the morning. Otherwise, the camp is what the camp is. What are you guys doing?
I would like to take some time to just observe the prince's entourage for a little bit.
Absolutely.
I want to see, is there any, like, separate groups? Is there anyone who's, like, not as engaged in one group, like anyone who's off by themselves or something, and kind of, like, not being paid attention to?
Go ahead and give me a perception check. If you're going to take your time with it, you can have advantage.
I'm going to take my time with it.
Okay.
15.
15. Gotta roll up to see what you find. Haha! Okay, with a 15. With a 15, you kind of sit back and take a gander at the prince's entourage on the other side of camp. The prince is, again, he's not as drunk as he was before. He's clearly enjoying himself, but he knows, like, business is up tomorrow. You don't want to get that drunk before a hunt. But he's clearly, like, telling stories, and some of his friends that came, and various other people who are his entourage are, like, talking rather boisterously. You do notice with a 15, and if the other two of you want to roll perception checks too, there's, like, there's other things that you could see, but you specifically were looking at people who were, might be a little bit different, might be a little out of it.
Yeah, kind of, I'm looking...
I saw that.
So,
I'm busy.
I'll tell you what my plan is.
Okay.
I want to impersonate someone and go into their group. So I'm looking for someone, a good target to impersonate. So someone who is away from the group and is not likely to be coming back anytime soon. Is like the ideal.
Okay. Absolutely.
But if there's two separate groups, and I could target like one person from the second group and go over to the other group, etc.
Yeah. You do see that, like, it's not two groups, but it seems like there's a sort of weird mixing of people. There's the prince and his sort of, like, more noble peoples. Lord Nolan has been, like, traveling with you, but he's not out with the group. He's probably back in his tent, so he's not out and about. But you do see that the guards and the soldiers that the prince had brought are a little bit... They're not really mixing. They're kind of talking amongst themselves, but they're not really mixing with the prince. And you do notice with a 15, one of them is kind of, like, off to the side and is, like, kind of fiddling with a cup that he isn't really drinking, and he's kind of, like, looking around. He's a young man. Doesn't seem like his armor totally fits him. And he just kind of looks a little... He looks a little nervous, but he also looks just distracted. And you can see some of the other guards kind of, like, just take a glance at him, shrug. But he's, like, a little bit separate from the pack.
Okay.
Primek, you notice nothing.
Notice nothing.
I have an idea that
Hit
might be bad.
Do it.
Excellent.
Do it.
How much light is produced by the hypnotic pattern spell?
Duh.
Enough light that if someone were... It would be noticeable to anyone who is facing it.
Okay. Actually, it's probably not long enough duration to help me.
Is it 10 minutes?
It's a 1 minute. What I was
It's a
going
1
to do is, like, that guard who's standing off by himself, hit him with hypnotic pattern so he just stands there and, like, doesn't notice anything for a little bit.
What's the, not the range, what's the area of effect for hypnotic pattern?
30-foot cube within range. Pattern fuse for a moment. It's huge. Yeah, it's pretty big.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
Fair. Okay. No, never mind then.
If you can get him slightly away from the group and not, like, facing them, you can still use hypnotic pattern on him. But he's still, like, he's on the fringes of the group. He's kind of, like, by the edge of the tent. Here, I'll show you on the map where if the prince's group is, well, I don't know the thing. If the prince's group is, like, that's a horrible square. I forgot how owlbear works. They're kind of gathered by their own fire.
Okay.
He's kind of like over here.
Okay.
Dove?
Yeah, what? Yeah.
How would you feel about running a distraction for me?
Oh, well... I could, but what is it what is it for?
You see that guard right over there? And I'll point him out. Kind of off by
Okay.
the lonesome over there.
Are you going to kill him?
No. No, I'm not.
Right.
I just want you to distract him so I can take his place for a little bit and go see what the guards have to say about the prince's plan.
Oh, so it's like a long-term distraction then. I was hoping it was
Well,
just...
I mean, it doesn't have to be that long term, like, 20 minutes, something like that, 20, 30 minutes. I mean, the longer the better, but, like, even just 10 minutes might be enough.
Oh, I suppose I can. I have other things that I can do to maybe help out, but I'll do them after your thing.
What do you have? What do you want to do to help out?
Well, I mean, I have Nori, and if I cast a spell on him, he can sense emotions, so I can send him in there and figure out the vibe of the general group. Maybe it's better if I do it after you're in there, and you... Or, I mean, I could try to do it during. It would be just a little difficult to be getting those signals while I'm trying to distract.
Yeah, that's true.
It's 10 minutes, though. That's quite a while.
Yeah. You might do a first pass if you want to.
Okay.
Get like
I could do a before and after.
Yeah.
Right.
I just think I could get more info from like actually talking to them.
No, I understand. Yeah, well, it's that man's lucky night. We will have a lovely conversation.
Also, do the guards over there wear a different uniform than the princess's guards?
There's a few of them that have, like, they're wearing the red palace guards, and then there's just kind of soldiers. There's a couple soldiers that, like, sort of got assigned to the princess too, because she didn't bring a military entourage. So there's a couple guards, and that she's kind of given them like little blue ribbons and things, but that's about it.
Okay. While you go do that, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go find Dane.
Okay.
Do you want me to do the beast thing? Okay. Bye.
Yeah. Just do that. I'll be right back.
Okay. All right.
Rimac would be near Dane, nearby, providing stuff.
Yeah, Dane's kind of like gathering up supplies. She's like in her and Bannister's tent, just kind of just getting ready to cook.
Dane, lovely Dane. Do you know where I might find a spare guard's outfit?
A spare?
I'm going to do some reconnaissance.
I could. I mean, they're just the guards. I could probably get you one.
Okay, yeah. If you would, that would be lovely.
Okay, I mean, it's fine. And she quick on her heel turns around, walks straight up to one of the other guards, and you see them have a conversation. And he kind of is like, "What?" And you watch her kind of like she's a tall lady. She's just kind of like in his face, towering over him. And she doesn't look. She's not like angry. She's just like, and like you can't hear what she's saying. And he kind of goes and quickly starts like unbuckling his armor.
Poor guy.
And is like, okay, and like kind of offers it to her with a confused look on his face. And she nods at him, grabs it, turns back to you, and says, "All right."
You're wonderful. I'll bring this back immediately. Thank you. Bye.
But
okay.
Do you need any assistance?
I think I'm okay. Well, you are good with clothes. You might help this, like, actually fit. I don't know. Do you want to come?
Pulls out a pair of shears. I think I could make a few alterations and perhaps help a little bit.
Okay. We're going to sneak into the woods.
Never said they'd get it back the same way that they took it, but
you don't know what Dane told him.
Yeah.
All right.
Happily go.
Okay, I'm gonna sneak off and just kind of slip into the woods and then just make my way kind of like over here.
Okay. Absolutely. What is happening next?
Well, I'm going to kind of keep an eye on that guard and mimic his appearance.
Okay. You can certainly take, like, you've taken your time, you've studied him, you noticed him, you kind of like paid attention, and you can create this is like what you do. So yeah, you look exactly like him.
Okay. He's sad. He's mopey.
Very well done.
Thank you. He's very mopey, you know. All right, I need you to help fit this armor. I take off the magic armor that I had from Premac and get him to assist me in putting on the guard's armor and getting it to fit like reasonably well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Pull out a few things that might match, that might help to hold things in place and this and that.
Do you have any like red fabric, like red kind of like they have for the prints?
Yes. I think I have a little bit. It's close enough in the dim light, anyways. Firelight will help. It's
Brave, yeah. It's good.
Premac, give me a sleight of hand check with advantage.
with advantage. Oh,
With
yeah.
advantage. I'm giving you advantage.
That's good, because one of them was a 1, 19.
Yeah. With a 19, you have some extra red fabric that you can kind of place carefully to mimic what the guard's uniform looks like, and it looks like a way better fit than you expected, considering that these two guys were not at all. Like, the guard you're impersonating he's smaller, he's kind of scrawny, he looks really young, whereas the other guy did not. But you managed to hobble together a fairly decently passing guard's uniform.
Cool. I'm going to pull out a wire and I'm going to cast a message to Dove.
Okay.
How's it going on that thing?
I was probably in the middle of it while you were doing your armor thing. Can I?
Yeah.
Can I have? Before I answer this, can I do this?
Yeah, absolutely. Are you doing a performance? Are you just trying to get your birds to do a thing?
Oh, no. First, I'm going to start with calling Nori over.
Nori, yes.
And, Nori, come down here, please.
Yeah, he... down onto your arm.
Yes, very good. So we have a little job. I know we did some fighting tactics today, during the day, but tonight we are going to be working on stealth and a little surveillance, all right?
He nods at you.
Okay, so I'm going to be giving you just a little spell, and it will let me understand you will understand, and I will also understand the feelings of people around us, so don't get too overwhelmed, but I just need you to do a few loops around the tent over there, wait a little bit, and a few more, kind of hold around the area, and I'll give you a little signal when I want you to do it again. I'll have Peaches give a little tweet, and then you'll know.
What kind of bird is Peaches?
One of the like a little chickadee.
Absolutely. Nori looks over at Peaches. Peaches looks back up at Nori. And Nori just goes...
Good. And I give him a little boop. And I cast Beast Bond.
Yeah, absolutely. Alright, you're gonna go send him to do his thing?
Yes.
Yeah, he does... Whoop. Like, this is the prime nighttime for a bat hawk. This is great. Yeah. He is able to silently gliding in the air, does one pass, lands in a tree, does another pass. And from your bond with him, you can tell a couple different emotions in this group. As you pass, you can clearly get the kind of like pride and confidence from the prince and some of his men. You get one ping of kind of nervousness and annoyance, and you get another ping of kind of like anxiety and some sadness. You can generally tell that the kind of mopey looking guard is probably the sadness.
Yeah, it's not going well. Right. I just give Nori a little thumbs up, and I will basically call a group of birds to me, call a swarm around me, and start making my way towards Sadgard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
So, I need you. Can you distract him, like out of sight of the rest?
Yes. Oh, just a little heads up, by the way. The messages for me don't work very well because I keep talking after the message is over, and so you need to just keep going yeah, or else it doesn't work.
Wait, hold on. Point of your. I don't think it has.
I think it's just a short message, right?
It's a couple sentences. It's like two sentences.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, it's fine. Either way. All right. So we did a little check around the camp, and it seems like a majority of people are pretty happy with themselves, very confident in whatever things are going to be. But there is a bit of a vibe of anxiety and annoyance.
Okay.
I believe that's a little strange. And also, Sadgard is very sad. I'm not sure what happened to him, but it'll be interesting to figure it out.
Maybe you can figure it out.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Cool.
Yes.
Yeah. Go do your thing.
Absolutely. I kind of.
It is very weird not being privy to any of your conversations.
I'm sorry. I'm having. I quickly
Most of the
fill.
conversations we have are not involving.
I'm so sorry, Premac. I fill Premac in on everything I just said to Dove.
Yeah.
And what I'm doing.
Thank you.
I would say we should teach him Orc and Sylvan, but it would be a bad idea for him to know some of the things we've said in Orc and Sylvan. Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of preen my feathers, and I move up to Sadgard, or move closer to him. And excuse me, sir. Can you come over here for a second?
Yes. What can I help you with?
Yes.
He's looking around.
Would you be able to come over to that side of the camp for me? I'm doing a little bird test, and working about strategizing for tomorrow, and I need some assistance. It's more of a I need a two-person thing, so if you would be able to help me. Everyone else seems to not want to. I think they're all busy doing other things. So really, you seemed like you were available.
He looks around. Give me a persuasion check.
All right.
I will say with advantage. For reasons you don't know.
Okay. All
Or
right.
loneliness.
Aww. Persuasion. Natural 20! 23.
He looks around and you're offering to include him in something, and he kind of he looks at some of your birds and he's like, "Oh, I always wanted to be a falconer."
Oh.
Sure. I can help you with your bird test.
Absolutely. I have a few people you need to meet then. And I kind of move over to him and I put my arm through his arm. I just yank him. And I think I'm taller than him considering you said he was scrawny. And I just go.
Yeah, he's a solid 5'6".
Real quick, can I do this thing?
Yeah.
So Bardic Inspiration, it says any creature within 60 feet of you that can hear you. She's within 60 feet. In order for her to hear me, can I cast message spell?
Does message come out as a whisper?
Yes.
Then yes.
Yeah, it does.
You hear the sound of a blown kiss, and you get Bardic Inspiration.
Perfect.
I somehow send a wink your way. Yeah, you get it.
Yeah.
Wink vibe.
This guard is enraptured with your birds. He's very happy to be included. He's following you.
I don't know that language either.
That's okay. I'm gonna clap him on the jeans. That's okay. And I give you Bardic Inspiration too, just in case.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And then I'm going to sneak behind him to kind of where he was and step up towards the group as him.
Yeah, absolutely. So Dove takes him away. There's a beat, and you come back like nothing had happened. as this guard. Right in where he's standing. What are you doing?
I'm going to walk kind of up to the group. I'm gonna kind of be slow and ambling and a little melancholy and kind of step into the circle and hear what they're talking about.
Yeah. Give me a performance check. I think this is not going to be a problem for you, but give me a performance check.
While that's happening, Premac is going to pop out his echo.
Ooh. Okay, that's beautiful. What is Premac doing while this is happening?
I just want my echo out, so it's out in case I need it.
Okay, perfect. Where is Premac? Are you going with, or are you just kind of hanging behind, keeping an eye on things?
I'm just staying in the trees where we were.
Okay.
We just need to let everybody know what happened with that, though.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So Neve rolled a performance check and has plus 11. Unfortunately, they rolled a 1.
For a total of 12.
A total of 12.
Yes.
But did roll a 1.
Yeah.
Which is very fun for me. So yeah, you kind of shuffle forward. The armor's kind of weird. You're not used to being this small. And so you kind of get up into the group. And you stumble a little bit. Like, you're just not used to it. And like a guy steps in your way, and so you're sort of there, and one of the guards like catches you on the shoulder. And is like, "You all right, boy?"
Yeah, sorry, just tripped.
Are you doing okay, Harrow? You don't quite sound like yourself.
What do you mean?
He like looks around to the other guards and like steps back with you just a moment and is like,
the guard had a cup of alcohol in his hand, right?
yeah.
Okay, cool.
And this guard is like, kind of puts his hand on your shoulder and is like leaning in. Tristan, I know things have been tough. It's very hard to lose a brother. I know. It's very difficult. But that's the way the military works. He volunteered like you did. Sorry you couldn't serve in the same squad. But he's gone. And I'm very sorry, but we're here for you. Anything you need. And I'm sure like your folks are going to get that very nice pension. Remind me what squad he was on?
I had a little bit to drink, and I don't remember exactly the number. It's
he turns and like snaps his fingers and it's like, Marcus, what squad Harrow's brother on? And a couple of the guards like turn and look at you, and now like a lot of attention is on you.
yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, wasn't your brother with Oh yeah, he was with the group that came back. I mean, he didn't come back. I'm sorry.
Thanks.
I'm sure Duke pays really good pensions. Right.
Listen, what?
They're very awkward about this now.
I just need a distraction, maybe.
Sure. Let's a distraction for the boy. Let's yeah, they're like gonna usher you in, and now you're like fully in the circle. And like you're a little bit surrounded. These guys are kind of packing in with you.
I think Dove just went on a roller coaster with the emotion train that happened there. She was just like, what?
So, I mean, I don't know. Tell me about this hunt. What's going on? I mean, I've been hearing.
Fuck the hunt. That prince is gonna go out there and he's gonna kill some boar and he's gonna say, "Oh, I killed the spirit of what magic bullshit." Doesn't happen. This is real. This is all. It's just a show that the rich people are putting on so that when they have their little wedding, they can feel a lot better about themselves while we're the ones doing all the fucking work. You know who's gonna be out there and doing all that tracking in the mud? Us. Yes, of course. You don't think the prince hunts by himself? No,
Is he going to?
we're gonna do that. He's gonna be on his horse, and he's gonna go off and gallop through the woods to feel special. But we were gonna send him in one direction while we go in the other, and just do a little, you know?
Oh, so converge back at the boar?
Yeah. Yeah, we already know where it is.
Oh, we do? I'm sorry, I've been so out of it. My brother has been weighing on my mind, and it's... Don't tell
Don't tell
the...
Harold, you're fine. You're doing great. And by great, I mean very bad. So I'm gonna tell you you should probably stop. Cause if you talk to the prince, he's not gonna care about your sob story. It's a very sad story. I'm very sorry. This is a very delicate topic.
I've just been... I keep thinking about how much I miss him. And I zone out, and I don't know what's happening, and I really would appreciate it if you guys could fill me in a little bit. I'm trying to do better.
Give me a deception check.
Okay.
I want to do another performance, but deception is better.
21.
21. There we go. Yeah, with the 21, like this.
I'm just like, my eyes are watering. Like I'm about to start crying.
Oh yeah, this guy is like, he's clearly like hurt. Like he's there. This guy is there for this guard right now. Poor Tristan. And he's like, kid, I'm gonna say that you should probably stay in the back tomorrow, because if you can't remember the fact that Nolan gave us the directions and very specifically laid it out for us, like,
just like, if he comes by and like starts like asking, and can you just like give me a real quick rundown? I know my family's gonna get the pension, or should, but like,
you gotta take that up with.
I can't lose this job. So just like
that's
real
fine.
quick.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I mean, doesn't the dude take care of his son pretty well? I think your family's gonna be fine, even if you're not gonna get fired. You're not gonna get fired.
It's the principle.
Yes, I know. The honor is very okay. Okay, look. We're going to go out there, and we're going to follow the very clear directions that Nolan gave us, up the path, and around the very clear pieces that were left for us. There's markings in the trees.
Okay.
You're gonna look for those, and then, and honestly, you don't even have to look for those. You just stay behind me. It'll be fine, and just don't get killed by a boar.
I can do that. I think
Okay.
I can.
All right.
Thanks.
Yes, I feel like I'm gonna regret sticking my neck out for you.
I'm gonna be on top of things tomorrow. It's gonna be fine.
Sure.
Be fine.
That's all right. I'm very believing of you. I'm believing in you. I'm believing in you. You're doing great, kid. Let's get you another drink. And he's like, gonna go and get they're gonna just generally like start having their normal guard chat. They're shooting the shit with each other.
I'm just
and like
gonna hang out and like look miserable and like drink some whatever alcohol they have and just kind of absorb the conversation.
Yeah.
Any gossip I happen to stumble upon.
They're just shooting the shit. A lot of them are kind of like bad-mouthing Nolan. They don't seem to like him very much. And so, like, you pick up various personal gossip about these guys. You now know that this poor guard that you're impersonating has a dead brother, who died recently, apparently. And a lot of people are very tiptoeing around that with you because you're also a guard out doing guard shit. Other random gossip, like just personal gossip. Other than that, they think this is all a big joke. So they're not really taking it up very seriously.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hang out for as long as I can get away with it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Premac and Dove, what's going on with y'all?
You go first, Premac. I might have,
Sure.
depending on how long I have time.
Premac kind of got the gist of what was going on, but he was busy with cooking, providing ingredients earlier. So all he's doing at this point, oh no, I guess Neve did say filled in. So he is with his echo there, kind of like every now and then, like kind of like looking to his echo, and they nod at each other kind of thing as they're trying to pick up words and stuff here or there. But mainly what he's just looking for is, all right, I know the guard is over there with Dove, and I know Neve is currently the guard over here. So if I see the guard coming back for any reason, he's ready to make a distraction. That's all he's watching for, because he can't. I doubt he could pick up all the words that are being said at the camp or anything like that from where he is. So he's more just watching for if there's any sort of thing in between where it looks like they might cross paths, and he might need to cause a distraction.
Cool. Give me a perception check.
Ooh boy,
You're doing real great at those.
that's a 3.
With a 3,
Mhm.
you see Neve in this little gaggle of guards. You do witness a guard kind of break off from where they were with the prince, and buffering again, and sort of like start headed towards the other group, and then walks back like to behind the tent. It kind of looks like they're going in the direction of Dove, but you're not sure.
Well, I'm not sure where I am right now, actually.
Then, if I'm not sure, and I think that there's someone going towards, then I'm going to walk across. Would it be like, are we talking like somewhere out here kind of thing in terms of the location? Like where did that person get to?
I assumed Dove went off this way with the guard, or this way. Not like too far, but either in the direction of these woods or these woods.
You're muted.
Abby, you're muted.
I put my token behind the blue tents.
You can
but
have gone off that way, yeah.
Yeah.
So the guard is sort of like circling around the back of this tent, and he's sort of going this way.
Okay.
This way.
Then the moment I see them going that way, Premac will start immediately walking out, having a whispered argument with his echo. It's walking beside, and they're mirroring each other with their actions, pointing at each other, kind of thing. Like it's like a perfect mirror of them at each other, and he's speaking in Draconic, basically saying,
No, you applied it wrong. No, it's supposed to be water. No, it's fine. It's fine with just the soap. It's fine.
and just kind of like having this argument, and going to walk like straight out in that direction towards that guy.
Okay. Yeah, so...
It's toward his tub, too. Makes sense.
Yeah, Neve, you absolutely know that this is happening, because you kind of, like, glance and see that Premac is now arguing with a mirror version of himself, in the middle of the camp. A couple other guards sort of, like, turn and also look and see this. Dove, I can let you decide if you also see this, but what are you doing with Tristan?
Yes. Oh, well, I did probably, what's your name?
Oh, Harrow. Tristan Harrow.
Oh, that's nice. I like it. Right, Harrow.
Thank you.
So, I would like to start with the accuracy training. Well...
Okay.
So I need... okay. If this goes well, I'll give you a little treat afterwards, alright?
Are you talking to me or the bird?
No, I'm talking to you.
Oh!
Yes. So, I'd like you to stand, and she's gonna set him up so he is, like, hidden from the view of the tent. She doesn't know about this guard walking up yet, but she's gonna try to hide from this view, and so he's also not looking at the tent. So like if Neve were to walk out looking like him, he wouldn't see. So his back is to the tent, and he's also going to be like, I don't know, hidden behind these tents, or if I can get him into the woods.
Yeah. Also, you can get him sort of like back here. This will be Tristan. He's behind the blue tents, and he's sort of under the cover of one of the trees.
Perfect. So I get him to stand in between two trees and have his hand hands in a circle above his head, and then stay there, don't move, and I'm gonna command the birds to fly in a perfect line through the circle, and they go super fast, all shooting through the circle. Yes, don't move. It's important. They need to. Yes, and I just start calling out bird names all right, Oats, go. Yes, good. Apple, go. Good. And just keep them coming. And I have 300 birds. So they're each gonna go.
Anyone ever sleep?
Every single one is gonna be called individually and sent through a circle.
Okay.
This is the naming birds portion of our show tonight.
Yes, we're gonna
beautiful. I will say you have enough time to get through a solid I don't know 30 birds.
That's it.
Well, I mean, you get through about 30, and then his arms start shaking a little bit, and he's like, Are we doing all of them?
Okay, wait, Lavender, stop. I'm sorry. We can take a small break.
Okay.
I'll give you, you know what? We'll take a break, and we can do the trade now. All right? We'll do it now.
Oh, okay.
Right.
What is the treat?
Okay. So
what are you giving this boy?
For this one, we will have to go a little bit further into the woods. Just because they're shy.
They're shy?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. You got a nat 20 on that last persuasion roll. He is your best friend right now.
Perfect. Okay, so we're going to go a little further into the woods, and then I'm going to go. I have. I'm going to call. Yeah. Jerky.
Okay.
And
Jerky?
Jerky is a big ass falcon. And she's beautiful. She's so sleek, but wait for her to land. Poof. And this is Jerky. She's named Jerky because she's very tough, but she's also a bit of a jerk. I suppose if you'd like, we can do a bit of something with Jerky. I don't really like to have her around the other birds though, because she gets a little peckish.
That's understandable.
Yes.
So I know so much about. I've read every book on falcons, and she's so pretty.
Thank you, Jerky. Did you hear that? Oh, all right. Are you wearing it? Are you wearing your armor? Yes. Good.
Yeah. Yes. He's kitted out in a breastplate and some leather.
Perfect. She'll take a couple steps back. Jerky. Go. And I don't know how well that's gonna go.
Give me an animal handling check.
Okay.
For you or for him?
You have Bardic Inspiration.
Yeah. Oh, I do. Yeah.
Yeah. For you.
Okay,
I'll let you roll.
You need it.
I can
You're
roll
helping
first and
this
then
boy
maybe add
out.
it. Yeah. That wasn't bad. 16.
16. Yeah, Jerky. You say go, and Jerky just kind of looks at you, and is like,
Come on.
really?
And
then looks at Tristan, who's like, and just that expression the whole time, and she kind of rolls her eyes, and then wings out, goes, and she lands heavy on his arm, and he was not expecting it, so he kind of jumps, but then he's just like, huh, and just enraptured by this bird.
Does he treat her well? Does it seem like he was telling
He's
the truth? Okay, good.
Very carefully petting her feathers in the right direction, and is kind of softly speaking to her, oh, you're such a pretty bird. I bet you devour so many little creatures, and it's very much in his element here with a bird.
I'm gonna be honest. Bird is kind of starting to sit there like, this one might be a useful one to add to the party. She's like, yes, very good, very good.
Yeah, totally. This teenager.
Right.
Yeah, he's vibing with this bird. Primac, what are you doing in this moment?
So with you.
As you're arguing with your shadow self.
Yeah, we're gonna go straight up to this guy to have him settle an argument.
Okay. Give me a perception check as you approach him.
Sure, yeah.
There's a lot of things happening right now, guys.
Don't forget your Bardic
20.
Inspiration.
A 20.
20.
Yeah, with a 20,
Okay, and
you witness he's kind of muttering to himself as you approach, and because you got a 20, you can see he's sort of like making some hand gestures, and he turns because you're arguing and like trying to get his attention, and as soon as he clocks you, his arms go down and he kind of grimaces, a fist clenches, and he's like, yes.
Have I seen this person before?
He's one of the guards. He's wearing the palace guard's uniform. You give me a history check.
I like those.
Yeah.
+6. That's a 12.
12.
I have Bardic? What is
Bardic
it? Bardic
is
is what? A
D8.
D8?
Mhm.
Can add-
Yeah.
I go with the D8.
Yeah. Use up those dice now.
Oh, 14 total.
Oh.
14.
That's a 2.
With a 14, he does look familiar. You vaguely get the sense that he might have been one of the guards that came to help clean up the scene when you fought the hounds in the hallway. Hounds in the
Okay.
hallway.
As I suddenly am suspicious with the way he acted there, first thing I check is, can I see his arms at all?
He's wearing sleeves.
Okay, I don't see any tattoos or anything. I'll walk up, kind of whispering, and I'll look it up at him and I'll say, I see you're having an argument as well. I heard you speaking. What are you arguing about?
Patience.
Patience. That's a tough one, isn't it? And we both, the shadow Premac and himself, kind of nod at each other, and we'll kind of rotate both around on either side of him, and just kind of look and say, "Is there something we can help you with over here? We might not settle this argument immediately, but maybe we can help you."
Good. It's mainly about my lack of lack of patience.
Patience. Yes. Of course. Yes.
And you
what
see
is
how
it you're
this could
waiting
potentially
for?
be a problem.
Which could be a problem, perhaps. You could enlighten me.
Okay. Is there something that I can do for you, sir? You're one of the entertainers, yes?
Among other things. Entertainer, clothier, and great hunter. Yes, all of the above that appears lately. Yes. And you
Yes.
are?
Does it matter?
Standoffish is what you are, I see. My name is Premac, and I'm just curious what you're doing, so close to my tub. You see, I'm very protective of this tub. It has a lot of sentimental value.
You're protective of a tub.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
I guess so. I've been having a bad day. I was going to go cool off, taking
In
a
the
walk.
tub.
No, I
No.
was going towards the woods, not your tub. Have you been cleaning
Premac's
that
tail's
thing the
gonna go
entire
up
time?
and like dip into the water and just come and just flick water at him. And just be like, "Did you want to cool off?" And Premac is going to attempt to antagonize this guy. He's gonna be like, he's gonna like get in close. The shadow's gonna be up close. So like Premac will be like looking him over, and at one point like get up close past his face, kind of thing. Whereas the other dragonborn head will come past him on the other side, and just like he's just attempting to rile this guy up a little bit.
Cool.
He doesn't know why he's here, and he's hoping he will slip up or do something or say something when he's angry.
Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
Boy, well, that -1. It's
You have advantage. And
a 1 and a 10, so it's a 9.
A 9. Okay. You flick this water at him, and you can see his like fists curl. He's like digging his nails into his hand, and then sort of releases one. Takes a deep breath. But problem with me? Lizard?
There you go. Oh, look at that patience coming through. That was a good deep breath right there. Take another one. It invigorates the cells. You probably take a deep breath. You might smell a little bit what I'm smelling coming off of you at the moment. Maybe you should get in the tub.
You know, I was really waiting for someone to piss me off. And now I'm glad it was you. And he takes a step forward towards you and stops. And suddenly he looks around and give me a perception check.
Shit.
With advantage because you have already succeeded.
Okay, so first one was a 10 for a total of 11. The second one is a 10 for a total of 11.
Fine. Okay. It was not a hard DC because he's already noticed. You see his hand is like twitching, like it's straining.
Can I tell if it's magic? Sorry, I'm interrupting you.
Give me an Arcana check. See if you can tell magic.
11. 8 plus 3.
Oh, it's a lot of 11s.
Always 11.
You can't get a clear sense. It's kind of dark, and his hand is just twitching, and you can't like tell anything there. And he's not like saying any words. And he takes a step forward towards you and stops very abruptly. And he kind of looks to his left, and he looks to his right, and he stares at you and goes, "We'll finish this tomorrow. Have fun in the hunt."
Premac's shadow is behind him and pushes. It takes up space, so it has physical contact. It's going to push into his back, and Premac is going to push up to his chest, and his tail is going to wrap around the guy, and he's going to reach for the guy's hand, take off a glove, and say, "There seems to be something wrong with your hand. Perhaps you could use one of these." And he's going to try to like grab his hand, in the sense that he's like trying to like offer the glove. But I want to see if I can see if there's anything in his hand if I can.
Absolutely. Go ahead and give me a strength check. It's going to be opposed, as we're going to change a little bit of the ambiance.
You're scaring me, Premac.
Are you straight up strength, athletics? What are we?
Athletics.
Athletics.
Go ahead, give me athletics.
Well, are you sure?
Am I sure? Yes,
25.
I'm sure. 25?
15 plus 10.
Yeah. You push him and you get him off balance so you can clearly get your tail in the position that you want. And you go for his hand, and it feels like a hot second. He almost rips his arm out of your grip. It's close. And you manage to get it, but it's a full fist now. and if you're trying to get the glove on over it, he's like ready.
And we're so up close, right beside each other. I imagine, but at this moment, there's a bit of heaving here. Both start, our adrenaline kicks in. And it's just like he looks at him.
Is there something wrong? Do you wish to show me what's in your hand?
He's whispering it to him as we're just really close. And his hands are around this guy's hands.
What are you doing over here? What?
I was gonna take a piss in the woods, but I guess, offering me other entertainment. And he opens his hand, and you can clearly tell there are indents in his hand where his nails are. He's got some old scars and stuff on his hand, and some dirt, but it's smudged now. He's been doing stuff, and he takes a moment. And he also looks at his hands. What? And he just kind of smirks at you. Oh, did you think I was doing something?
I mean,
Looks up and down.
nothing of consequence, clearly.
Perhaps I was mistaken. If his hand is open, and my face is that close, he will literally turn and lick the hand in an attempt to see if there's any sort of residue of something on it that he might recognize. And if my hand is that close, I'll just... if it was charcoal, if it was bat guano, if it was something a magic ingredient that maybe I can ask my friends about later.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna say, because he rolled very badly just now, you get the sense that there's a little bit of iron. It tastes tangy, a little bit of metal, and it tastes a whole lot like, the ash and charcoal from a campfire.
Okay, a little bit of metal, a little bit of ash and charcoal. So this lick...
Tastes, a little below my standards. Malnourished, perhaps.
And Premac's gonna try to push him, but his tail's still behind, so I'm attempting to just trip him.
Yeah. What is the shove action? I guess, is that another strength? I should know this.
So...
Contested?
For
Contested athletics?
Yeah.
It is.
You can knock it prone, blah, 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 blah. You can make a special melee attack to shove a creature, knock it prone, or push it away from you. The target of your shove must be no larger than you, must be within reach. You make a strength athletics test contested by my strength or dexterity. So you go ahead and roll athletics, which we know is good. And then I'm going to roll for him.
One quick check on something very quickly.
Yeah, because don't you have mechanics with your tail?
Mm-hmm. I think I have advantage on trip attacks with my tail.
Go for it.
Just double checking that. I can't find it at the moment.
I think you do. It sounds familiar.
I think that's literally, there's this little metal tip on his tail. He has a pretty tensile tail, and the magic item, the custom one we did, I'm pretty sure that's what it was the...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Go ahead and do it with advantage. Okay, I'm going to allow it.
Oops, I forgot. I clicked... Well, the first one's a natural 20, so we'll just... There it is.
Yeah, we're just going to say that.
It's a 30.
It's a 30. Let me roll for him. Ooh. That's not going to beat a 30. Yeah, so you give him a shove, and he stumbles, trips back, and falls flat on his back. and it's almost like the wind gets knocked out of him a little bit, and he is on the ground, prone. As this happens, Neve, you see, like, you're not totally facing it, like, you see that it's happening. I don't know if you're reacting to it at all, but some of the other guards you're with see.
I am not reacting yet. I want to see kind of how they react to it.
Yeah.
Can I also get a emotion thing? Like,
yeah, Nori's going around. You are still getting that same sort of vibe, and you're getting a lot of resentment and anger off of this guy that's now on the ground, and it's quickly pitching into fury. It's simmering, though. It's not like reaching a level where he's gonna rage out, but he's clearly in a nasty mood, and this is not helping. And as it happens, you feel the kind of like indignation from the prince's side, and Neve, you see one of the guards looks over and goes, "Oi! What are you doing with Corcoran?" And a couple of them are moving towards Premac and this guy, Corcoran.
As that happens, then Premac will kind of turn towards them and put his hands up and start walking towards them like this, and just be like, "I'm sorry." They're moving away from where he knows Dove is, and just going to try to move closer to the prince's side and just be like, "I'm sorry. A small disagreement. Tension's high for the hunt tomorrow morning. I imagine that you can understand."
And some of the guards are like, they don't have their weapons on them or anything, but they're like glaring at you. And you hear a voice as the prince, whose attention has been gotten, looks over and says, "Are we quite all right over there?" And he's also making his way over. Corcoran's like picking himself up off the ground and dusting himself off.
I'm kind of just moving with the crowd at this point, trying to keep a low profile.
Yeah, you can stay near the back if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do want an eye on like everything that's happening.
Yeah. Dev, I'm gonna say your passive is high enough that you're hearing a little bit of commotion happening. You didn't really agree on a sign, but like some stuff's starting to go down.
Knowing that Neve is still out there looking like this person that I'm hanging out with, I'm going to try to continue to be as distracting as possible, because we're going to need to stay in here unless something really bad happens.
This guy is very distracted. He doesn't have a high passive anyway, but like he has a falcon on his arm. If you're going to keep him out there, then he's going to stay out there.
We're just going to talk falcon facts and get to know each other. Yeah.
Fucking falcon facts.
Yeah. But hopefully not those kind of facts. I don't really want to know how that happened. It's fine. But Premac and Neve, you watch as these guards, like, they're stepping up to Premac, and the prince is like approaching, and the guards are sort of like letting him. They part to let him through, and he's like, sir,
Premac Serac, at your service."
Sure. Great, cool. You helped with are everything okay out here?
Yes, it appears one of your illustrious guards has, unfortunately, maybe has had too much to drink. He has fallen over.
Oh, you're right there, Corky? And the prince looks over at Corcoran, who now has a smile on his face. And Corcoran goes, "I'm just peachy. Simply a disagreement with lesser creatures."
Yes,
and he dusts himself and goes to the prince's side.
I assume you're referring to the bugs. You do have a bit of dirt on your face there.
Yes, and you have a bit of, I don't know, what is that, wax on yours?
No, I understand if you wouldn't understand. No, this is soap. You may try it sometime.
Does the lizard not know how to use soap? Like, the prince and Corcoran are clearly like, Does he think that is an insult? Because he's clearly like covered in soap and doesn't know how to wash. It's fine. Yes, I'm sure that I can learn so much about hygiene from you. Why don't you go off to your burrow, and we'll see who comes out on top in the end.
It's a tub, but I thought you knew that.
Sure
You were
it
trying
is.
to get in, perhaps.
I'm sure.
No harm, no foul. We will see you perhaps in the morning.
No harm, all foul. Have fun tomorrow. And Corcoran turns and goes off, and the prince is kind of like looking between you guys, like, well, that seems resolved.
I want to try to follow Corcoran, or at least keep an eye on where he goes.
Yeah, absolutely. And the prince kind of like claps you on the shoulder, Premac. It's like, okay, as long as you're fine. Corky
My
seems
lord.
fine. It's your highness, but thank you.
Your Highness.
Thank you. Yes. Do you need anything from me to resolve this?
I would never presume to ask of anything of your Highness. If there is any way that Premac can be of service to you, I would be happy to be in your employ for anything you might need. Of course, after my current engagement.
Yeah, no, you're great. Doing a great job at whatever it is that you do. Just go. And he goes back now that there's clearly no issue. And he gets like looking very confused at the other guards. Neve, you do see Corcoran go back. He goes into one of the smaller tents that seems to be set up for the guards, and he closes it behind him.
Is it like, how close is it to the campfire?
It is the smaller campfire. It's not very close. He is in this smaller tent.
Okay, where are the guards kind of congregating?
They had kind of moved up, because the where Premac was, they're kind of like on this side of the fire, and they're starting to head back towards the other tents.
Okay.
I draw all over this. But Corcoran goes, and he's going right there.
Okay. I guess I want to duck around like the main tent and go around kind of along the tree line and see if I can hear any voices coming from inside that tent.
Yeah, sure. Give me a perception check.
Is that Corcoran there?
That
This
is
guy?
Corcoran, yes. So he's
Okay.
in this
Gotcha.
Perception.
perception.
That's a 1 for a total of 5.
Yeah. You hear like noises. You can't tell if they're voices or if he's shuffling around or what.
Okay. I kind of want to, if I can, duck back to the group and see what the general like reaction to that was.
Yeah, the other guards are kind of back around the fire. A couple of them have like gone off to their tent. And you overhear a few of them who are like, "It's the fucking dragonborn pissing Corky off. It's not really smart. Just go check on him. He's got a short fuse. Well, he is. It's not really over any of that."
Does anyone need to go check on him?
The guy who had taken you aside is like, huh, no, not you, not you. No, I can go check on him. I'll check on him in the morning. He's gotta sleep it off.
Was it just anger issues? Or?
I mean, it's Corky. Since it's not really a great time for him. I'm honestly shocked he came. But he's got a temper.
What happened? You know I haven't been paying attention to shit. I'm just getting out of it.
I mean, sure, but like, he talked to you. You had a moment. It's kind of shitty to you. And then all that happened, and I thought there was a bond. Did that not happen? Did you not, like, share the painful story? Okay.
Well, he was kind of shitty, and I, like, blocked it out. I'm sorry.
Cool. I'm not gonna tell him that, but, like, it was a very emotional moment in which he related the death of his wife to the death of your brother, and that seems... Are you okay?
I am here to not bring shame to my family. I'm really going
Okay,
through
you're doing
rough
a very bad job of that. Maybe you should go to sleep. Because right now...
I've drank a lot. Like, I kind of just sat in this corner.
I hope so.
And drank, and I might go puke and then go to bed.
Yeah, maybe you should.
Okay. I'm gonna, like, get up and shuffle off towards the woods.
He's, like, staring after you.
How long does he stare? I'm gonna start, like... How long does he stare after me?
He, like, takes a hot second, and then is like, what the fuck? And then goes back to his
I'm
buds.
gonna, like, go in there and then, like, mime retching sounds.
Yeah.
Until he's no longer paying attention.
Having heard them recently from Premac, it's not hard to do. You mime some retching sounds, and they seem to go back to... They don't want to listen to that. They're blocking it out.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I will revert to Mannequin once I am well hidden in the shadows.
Absolutely.
And shed this armor, and I left my armor in the care of Premac, so I'm just gonna sneak around the outside.
It's part of him now.
No! My magic armor!
Can you give me a stealth check?
Yeah. 22.
Yeah, you're fine.
Also, can I pause by his tent and just do one more, like, can I hear anything? Has anyone done a check on him?
One last perception check. One last one.
Ooh, 20. Dirty 20.
You hear some grumbling, and you know that now you're back to your normal form, sans the uncomfortable armor, that you know how to stealth. Like, you've done this before. So you managed to get a little bit closer, and you hear some talking in a very low voice. You hear Corky's voice saying, "It's set. It's fine. Handled it. Everything's gonna go fine, especially tomorrow. You don't have anything to worry about." And with a 25...
No, it's just a 20.
It was just a 20?
Yeah, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay.
Sorry.
With a dirty 20, it's still a good roll. You can hear a little bit of another voice talking back, but it doesn't sound like they're in the tent. You hear a kind of muffled, and, like, you can't really make out the words, but you can tell someone's talking. But they sound kind of like, it almost sounds like they're far away. And Corky is kind of saying, "Yes, I understand. I'll check in tomorrow once it's done." Understood. And then he stops.
Okay. I will move on, kind of skirt the tree line until I come back around to the camp. And I can pull out the wire. Bring back. Get over here. Over here.
Yeah, Mannequin is back.
Instantly, he's
I'm
been
also
waiting
not
for
wearing
you
any
to
clothes
show up.
because I'm just carrying the armor.
Yep. On his way over. Been
Little
watching
cat.
for you. And
I'm gonna hand him the armor.
having...
Give me my. Actually, no. I'm not handing you this armor. Give me my armor back.
You did pay for this, yes.
I did pay for it. Yeah, thank
pulling
you.
pieces out. Yeah.
Okay. Set the armor aside. The borrowed armor. I'm doing detect magic in this area.
What's
you're
the range on
saying
that?
that... Sorry.
What?
What's the range?
The range is, I believe it's 30 feet.
30 feet?
Yes, for the duration, you can sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. Penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, and a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
Yeah, you get a couple magical pings. There's a couple magical items in the princess's tent. You get a ping from what you know to be a Raven's tent. There's a multitude of magic going on there, which makes sense. And you get the twinkling of some fey magic behind you. Knowing you just came out of the woods and you have constant watchers, you can safely assume that's probably the dryads.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Ever-present watchers.
I'm specifically looking for what Cormac might mean when he said it's set.
Within 30 feet, you're not getting much.
I'm gonna kind of like wander around in this area, look, see if I can.
And as Premac would see you casting spells, he's immediately, he licked that guy's hand and got the ingredients for a spell to tell you.
What were the ingredients?
Specifically. So Premac would come up and immediately say, like, I had an altercation with that.
I saw. Did he cast something over here?
He was doing something, and I'm not entirely sure. It may have been magic. I'm not entirely sure, but the ingredients on his hand were perhaps iron, steel, some sort of metal, perhaps charcoal, or something, or could have just been, maybe it wasn't magic, and maybe he was working with something flammable. Did you see him by any of the bonfires while he was over there? Because he certainly had remnants of it on his hand.
A lot of guys were kind of over in by that fire, but I don't think I saw him like reach into the flames or something. I think I would have remembered that.
Do those ingredients mean anything to me in terms of, can I think of what kind of spell would be used from those?
I'm gonna say, like, you can kind of be circling as you're thinking about this. And as you get closer and closer, it's kind of weird. Like, you get closer to the cart, and you realize, as Premac is explaining the ingredients, that you should have picked up this, like, kind of little tiny speck of magic, but it feels like it's so faded. And you see that on the side of this cart, there's a swipe, like someone just kind of dragged their hand in the cart, but it tastes of evocation.
I'm gonna point it out to Premac. I'm gonna point out the thumb mark to Premac.
I'm gonna go down, just taste the edge of it. Is it the same flavor?
It is the same flavor, a little spicy.
Pull out a message again.
Tell, you can let Tristan go. I'm out.
He told you his name.
He said Harrow.
No, he said Harrow, Tristan Harrow.
Oh, he did say the whole thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes.
He's just very quiet.
Okay. Yes. I will. Right. I will. Actually, I don't say anything because you have to whisper it, so I just. And I will. Yes. I will say a few more things to Tristan before we walk away, just to try to help with this. All right. Tristan.
Yes.
Can I confide? Can I? I'm a little embarrassed. Can I confide something in you?
Oh yes, I'm very good with secrets.
How are you?
No one ever talks to me.
Oh. Well,
now.
This may be a remedy to that. I suppose, if you're interested. You see, I've been a little, I don't know, a little sad lately. My friends seem to have issues with my birds. I guess they poop too much or something like that. They always complain about it.
Birds cannot control when they poop, yes.
That's what I tried to say. I have been great strides with the poop rock. I'll explain it more later if we have time. But So basically, I need someone to help me train the birds, but I don't want anyone to know because it's just a little embarrassing to not have anyone else to help out. And I try to make sure that I want everyone to know that my birds are trained, but you know, I maybe
you don't need
want
to explain anymore. I agree.
So you'll be my secret bird trainers?
Secret apprentice?
Sure. Yes. Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yes. Will you teach me how to, be? And he's still got jerky.
Yes.
Still have be friends with birds.
Yes. You know what? I even know the spell animal friendship. It will take a while for you to get to it, but we could get to that step. But for now, let's just start with training my birds and training you to work with them.
Sure. Yeah, and I think I'm technically on the princess side, so I'll keep this on the down low.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. You're the first person to remember my name, and take it.
It's actually a pretty good thing for me. I don't do that very often. So
I am honored.
Very good.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Very good. I just kind of feeling a little awkward and realizing that I just made a big commitment. I just look at him and then I give him a little ruffle in the hair. Then I'm like, all right, well, I'm sure Jerky is getting tired. So Jerky, come.
Yeah, Jerky looks at Tristan and kind of gives him one peck on the side of the head. You're not sure if it's antagonistic or not, but
Nobody
Tristan
ever
seems
knows
fine
with
with
Jerky.
it.
Jerky,
Yeah.
we have no idea.
Tristan is just happy for the physical contact, and Jerky gets back on your arm, and Tristan is still watching her go in awe, and he kind of blinks. It's okay. So I'll meet you under cover of night after the hunt.
Yes, after the hunt. Let's take a break. The birds will need to take some time to sleep and everything.
They did a lot today. It was really impressive.
They did. It was a big day.
Yeah.
How about I will send Oates your way when I'm ready. Oates is the little owl right there. He's very small, so he'll be quiet.
Yeah. Yes. Hello, Oates. It's very okay. I'll see you later. And Christian nods very seriously at this owl. And he is we're good. I can go back because I shouldn't be. Okay.
Maybe go through the woods and tell them, I don't know, you were missing for a little while or something. Or don't tell them anything. You do you. I'm sure you'll figure it out.
I'm sure they're not going to ask.
Oh.
They don't.
All right, well.
What I do.
Do you want me to talk to you about that, or are we good skimming that over?
About what?
Right, perfect.
Okay.
This was nice speaking with you. Have a good evening.
It's nice
Bird's just gonna walk away.
Yeah. Tristan kind of stands there for a moment and blinks, and then he's gonna go back.
She's just shaking her head oh god, what is an apprentice? What the hell did I just do?
Yeah. And you watch, as you come back through the woods, you see very clearly that Neve and Premac are kind of heads together, looking very seriously on the other side of the cart.
Yes. Jerky, go. Just send Jerky off to go hunt or something. It's low.
I
have so much to tell you.
I have so much.
Oh, you go first. You go. Yeah.
Okay, first off,
Yes.
someone left a spell or something on here. Do you see this thingamark? It's giving me very, 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 very faint evocation.
Well, that's
And I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, we need to talk to the princess.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to talk to the princess. I'm gonna scoop up the armor, and I'm just going to go straight up to Dane and just be here.
Yeah, Dane is wrapping up her, what she was doing, and you just dump it at her feet, and she's like,
I need to talk to you. We need to go right now. Yes, right now.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna
she'll go.
herd everyone towards the princess's tent where we planned before.
Yeah.
Premac will quickly find that half-naked guard and point at the stuff on the ground. It's just
Great clothes under
You're
the armor.
welcome.
You just took the armor.
You're welcome.
The guy,
It's better.
sure. Is it? And he's like trying to put it on, and now it's a little too tight. And he's like,
I am not paying attention.
yeah, no. He's like, what the fuck? And yeah.
Is a rabbit here?
In the tent with the princess?
Yeah.
It's late at night? No.
I pull up message. A rabbit, get over here.
Okay, yeah, you had felt magic coming from a rabbit's tent, and you hear him go, where is here?
Princess's tent. We need to plan. I found out so much shit. I gotta tell you.
Okay.
Come here. We have to plan now.
Yes.
Move your ass.
Okay, he's like already coming out of the tent. Yeah. Do you just barge in?
Yeah, I just barge in.
Yeah. The princess is like sitting on like a clearly very comfortable like chaise that has been summoned for her. She's like a book in her hands, and she just looks up and is like, "Yes, can I?"
I'm like still holding the armor and not wearing it, my magic armor, and just like, the prince knows where the boar is. They knew from the start exactly where to find the boar, and they have a whole ass plan for it.
Ooh, really?
Oh.
Yes!
All
Yes!
right. That's concerning. I'm
Evidently,
fully.
Sir Nolan is the one who knew, and gave all the good directions.
Honestly, I'm not that surprised.
What a
Nolan's piece of
coward.
shit. Cool. Do you think that we could incorporate just a small bit of that poison for Nolan?
Absolutely.
I will see what
I
I can
think-
do.
I
Tomorrow
could send a
morning,
bird.
we make
Or-
a wonderful breakfast to kick off the hunt.
Yes, or if Premac would just like to do another one of his vomiting attempts just directly on his shoes. I'm also fine with that.
I think that could possibly be arranged.
Cool.
You know, if we do the thing at breakfast, we should make sure that they're not the only ones who are puking. Premac may have just like an upset stomach and he's standing next to Lord Norland and, oh look, his shoes are melting.
Yes. Premac, can you vomit things that aren't poison? Because I feel like that may give it away.
Oh, I could probably arrange something. Yes.
Could you maybe just like fill your mouth with like some oatmeal and then just?
We'll
Yes.
workshop it. Yes.
Yeah,
We'll
I think.
figure it out tomorrow.
Yes, workshopping it sounds messy, but whatever you're comfortable with.
Arrange something.
I
like,
am
that
manic.
Yeah, no, the princess is like clearly looking very concerned at you, Mena, and she like shares a look with Dane.
I'm like,
and
I
then,
have discovered so much information and I need to get it off my chest.
yeah,
I'm like pacing.
the princess like kind of like she's in a dressing robe and like kind of folds it. It's like, okay, I think you probably need some sleep.
We need to plan because they know where to go. They already know where the boar is, and they have a whole ass plan. And we need to plan, just in case we don't manage to get them up here. You know, what are we going to do? Oh, and I relay the path that I was told.
Yeah.
Okay.
And do you talk about the planting of like the
Yes. Oh yeah.
conversation
And
you heard too?
also, Corcoran is working for someone. I heard him speaking in his tent, and he went and had an altercation with Premac, and I don't really know what that was about, but he left like a smear on our cart with the tub, and it reeks of evocation. And when I went past his tent, he said it's been planted, it's been set. Said it's been set. Not to worry. And I don't know who he was talking to, but he was talking to someone. And I heard them respond, and I don't think they were in the tent. It was magic, you know.
Yes, this is a lot to take in right now.
Yes, I know.
What would you
We
like
seem
me
to do that.
about it?
Quite a bit of
I just
information.
need you to know. We need to have plans, right? And I look at like
I've
Jane
been
and
asked-
Raven.
Yeah, Dane is like clearly like she's looking a little concerned. She's mulling it over. Raven is very clearly like not looking at the princess in like who's clearly not dressed for company, and is just like looking off to the side very respectfully, and it's like we can go earlier.
You know what we do? We should carve off that piece of wood that has a thumbprint on it from the cart.
Yeah.
Isn't that gonna give it away that you know?
If it blows up the cart, that's kind of a problem, isn't it?
Does anyone have
My tub is in there.
Yes. Does anyone have the magic that takes away magic?
I don't.
I don't.
I do. Raven
I don't.
raises his hand.
Oh. Alright,
There we go.
Raven.
Excellent.
Looks like you're going back in the bath.
I could do it from outside the tub.
But it would be
What's the
obvious.
fun?
Yes, also, we need to keep cover.
So you would like me to get in Primac's tub in the middle of the night?
I do think that's
I'm-
a little bit more conspicuous. I think maybe just like walk by the cart at some point
Yes.
this evening or tomorrow morning
Yes.
and just get rid of it. All good.
I
don't know,
agree
if I was watching,
with that
I would
plan.
be a little bit more suspicious, but whatever you say.
I'm not getting in the tub.
Okay.
It's not happening.
Either way. So you said that they have I'm guessing you said that they have a path carved into trees?
Yes, it has markings in the trees. The
Well,
dryads! The dryads
they
may be able to point those out.
yes,
Or remove them!
ooh,
Yes,
that would be
this
fun.
I'm
is-
going to talk to the dryads.
Like right now?
I can. Do you think I should?
No.
Okay, I won't.
But when else will we talk to them then? We can't do it in the morning. What if they're gone? What if
I
we
mean,
wake up in the
I
morning
can
and
just like pretend I'm taking a piss and go talk to the dryads. Like I've
She
done
does.
that
We do
3
take long
times.
pisses in
Long
the It's very
pisses, very
true.
long
yes.
pisses.
We could.
All right.
All of us could go. It happens.
established facts? Yes.
Yes. Why don't you wait? We'll deal with the cart, and then you can go talk to the dryads.
Okay, I will say I do think you should probably not go near the cart because I think it is evocation, which goes boom.
Yes, I'm sure. I'll let a Raven do that.
Mm-hmm.
He'll go with you. You'll handle the cart, and then you can go talk to the dryads, and I will stay here, being inconspicuous.
Excellent.
Okay.
I mean, Bird's not great at this, but can I do an insight check on the princess? See
Sure.
how she's taking this?
Yeah. Can I do the same?
Sure.
I was. Yeah. I'm not good at it at
I
all.
would, but I
Yeah.
think
Seven.
Neve is way too thrilled
Seven.
about the
8.
Do I still have my Bardic Inspiration? Can I use it for this? Because it's almost probably going to be gone soon. It's 10 minutes.
You
right?
didn't use it on the birds, right? You got a nat 20.
No, I never used it.
yeah.
Yeah. Got a nat 20 on my
Primac
whole thing.
used
No,
it.
you used it. You used it on
Primac uses, but I don't think.
Yeah, Premac uses I have
bird
it.
because you rolled a 12 on something and then rolled it and got a 2 for 14.
That's me. That was me.
No, that was
yeah, that was
you.
Premac.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Ignore me. I don't know
all
what's
good.
happening.
You have
Got
a
the numbers
lot of
right.
information on your
Yeah.
side. D8.
You can roll it.
Yes.
Roll. I got a 2.
To a 9.
9.
Oh.
You're kind of watching the princess she is clearly like, she's a little annoyed. I
But
think
helping.
that's more, it's late at night and this is happening. And she seems to be very intent on speaking as calmly as possible to settle Mana. Other than that, you're not really getting her take on much of anything.
All right.
So that's she's like, you will go and deal with the cart, and by we I mean a Raven and yourselves.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I can send Dane with you.
Whatever you think is good. I just wanted to let you know about the information I just got. Because
Okay,
it's important.
I appreciate the giving of information. We'll take that into consideration, and just let me know what the dryads say, I guess.
Excellent. All right.
Okay. Dane, and she like points, and Dane sort of nods. Puts a calming hand on your shoulder, Mana.
Yeah.
And I will say,
Hmm.
do I want Dane to use this?
Is Dane gonna cast calm emotions on me?
Emotions. That's what I was wondering too.
Really tempted to.
Do it.
Yeah, she's gonna cast calm emotions on you. She puts
Okay.
her hand on your shoulder, and you just feel this wave of calm emanate from her. She's like, "We will handle everything. Let's go deal with the cart."
Excellent. Let's go.
All right. And you can go.
I will step out and actually put on my armor.
Oh, Dove is confused. Wow,
Yeah.
that was a quick switch. Oh, that's all you got to do. Wow.
Yeah, and a rabbit is out with you.
I'll
Um,
make my way.
What do you do the cart.
Well, I will head out there and, very calmly with Dane's presence and point out the finger mark.
Yeah.
Oh.
I will kind of do it like
about it.
I will kind of like hop up into the cart like I'm going to get ready to get into bed, and then like over the side just like tap my finger quietly.
Premac's just gonna get in the tub. Just gonna like,
Cool.
just get up. Pick things up.
Are you doing anything while you get in the tub? Or you just get in the tub?
I think I'm gonna like if everyone has a raven. If a raven's gotten up to it and people have taken a look, I think he's going to. No, I want them to see it. But if they're going to start casting anything or doing anything, then he'll get into the tub.
Okay. Yeah.
Dove,
the raven's going to investigate more.
Dove is wandering into the woods. I don't need to be here for this, and I'm going to start looking for markings on trees.
Sure.
Also, if it blows up, I will be the one that survives.
Yeah, no, we're definitely going to deal with that in a moment.
Yep.
Oh no.
I would like perception or investigation. If you're doing investigation, you have to tell me what you're specifically looking for. You can also just do a perception to see if you notice things out of the ordinary.
Referring to us at the cart, or are you referring to Dove in the woods?
Oh, I'm so
At the cart.
sorry.
Yeah, no, Dove is just going to roll a straight perception check.
Perception or investigation, you said?
Yeah, you two can do perception or investigation, but you have to tell me, if you're doing investigation, you have to tell me what you're looking for. If you're doing perception, it's just a straight perception check.
I'm just doing perception.
When I do mine,
So
can I
sorry,
have my
I like
birds help
zoned
me?
out for a hot minute.
You can have
That's
your birds help
a
you.
21.
21.
Perception.
Investigation. I'm going to check to see if there's been anything I'm going to check if anything has changed with the tub itself from the last time I was in it.
Sure.
Eight. 2 + 6.
You approach the tub, Premac, and it's dark. There's not a whole lot of light, and so you're kind of peering around your tub, and so you don't see it when it happens. Neve, you are looking around, and you hear first a scrabble, and then you see from under the cart, before Premac sees the fingers from under the tub, as these small red clawed hands pull this large, like kind of shiny bald head with these beady little eyes as a mouth opens with these jagged teeth, and they look at you and kind of hiss, and so you won't get surprise attacked, but you are being ambushed basically from under your cart, and that's where we're gonna end tonight.
What does it look like? Is it look like some sort of demon or something? Like, can we tell?
They
what
look
it looks
like these. They've got these small bodies with these pointy little limbs that are kind of elbowy, and they've got these big heads. Think alien, like the alien head, a little shorter in the back. They got these like beady little googly eyes and a really wide mouth with a lot of jagged teeth in them. They look fleshy, for sure. And I will say with a 21, Neve, as this thing starts moving, you feel that tug in your pocket. Uli's little smushed face say, "Hey, back up!"
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
and
scrambling off the cart.
you won't get jumped by these little guys. But that's where we will break today because we've gone over.
Thank you. That is awesome. Do we want to establish
Yeah.
where we are for next time?
Yes, I
I
will.
think
yeah,
Premac would have
yeah.
been like at the back of the cart here. But
I would have
checking
been
out, like trying to check out the
climbing
tub.
in this place.
Yeah. Dubbing off in the woods a little bit.
Was on her way into the so I think I put myself in the right spot about there.
Oh, Dane is with you guys, and so is a Raven. I will put their tokens down too.
Can I just can I roll that perception check about? I guess I could
Yes,
use my
do so.
one action to do.
No, you are also perceiving stuff.
Yeah, I mean I might perceive the sound of the thing getting attacked, getting attacked. All right, perception advantage. That's double threes for a 5.
Double 3. Yeah. I will say that is you're not going to pick up what you had hoped to pick up. I can. Ooh, can I do this? I can show you what these guys look like actually before we go.
Yeah.
I think I'm allowed to use this. Let me add them as a token. There we go. Done. Yeah, so out from under the cart, you see these guys.
Ooh.
That's a little
Oh.
terrifying.
Yeah,
That's great.
yeah. So,
Well, I won't.
that's what you guys
come
have to
up.
look forward to.
Very excited.
Very fun, very fun. Well,
Man.
thank y'all for sticking around with us. If anyone's still out there. And if you're watching at a later date, hello from the past. We are not going to have our normal game on December 1st, which is our next time playing, because I have exams and I will want to die. But we are going to have a game going. It's going to be super fun, super special. And thank you,
What's it called again?
someone out there, for correctly recognizing what these things are. And yeah, Ian, do you want to explain a little bit about what's happening next time?
I will be running a
Love
game.
your campaign.
And all I will say about it for now is Wizard Prison.
Yeah. So
Wizard prison.
Wizard Prison.
Wizards.
Wizards.
So we are gonna have very special wizard prison
Wizards?
time,
Mm-hmm.
where it's gonna be great. The chaos is already gonna happen.
It's already
It's happening already.
It's happening already.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to play, and yeah, we will see you guys 8 p.m. on December 1st for our next time, and then we'll be back to our regularly scheduled nonsense and shenanigans.
8 p.m. Eastern.
8
Yeah,
p.m.
and
Eastern.
it's
Yes, sorry.
high level.
High level,
right?
yeah.
High level.
Yeah, it is a
15.
high level
You have
game.
so many
15.
powers.
Level 15. We clearly balanced these characters perfectly. We really min-maxed everything.
Everything's fine.
I can tell you right now,
So
I know
excited.
how to build a character, and I don't misplace ability scores.
Neither
No.
do I.
Are great.
It's so
Okay,
It's
I will
gonna
just
be
say-
so good.
Abby, I asked for 3 wizards. You are the
Yeah.
most wizard.
I'm all
Yeah.
wizard. I'm all wizard. I will not take this slander.
See? I did do it right.
Scott, end the stream. End the stream. I'm not gonna take this.
I did give myself a
Does anyone
challenge
else-
when I picked my spells, by the way. Like, I was going for a goal, and I pretty much
Oh,
hit it.
did you finish picking your spells?
I don't think I'm fully finished, but you'll get the idea if you see my spells.
I'm so excited.
We triple class.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
All right. Well, tune in with us next Wednesday because this is going to be a wild time for Wizard Prison. High level Wizard Prison. Oops, all wizards. It's going to be
all
great.
wizards.
So join us 8 p.m. Eastern on December 1st. Also, if you aren't hanging out on Discord with us, we have a link in our in this description, I believe, down below for you to join us over on Discord. We'd love to see you and hang out, and follow us on socials. Otherwise, we'll see ya at our regularly scheduled time not next Wednesday, with the Wednesday after. I won't mess this up. And have a lovely rest of your evening. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.